Chapter 28:20. Be careful. The measure formula reminded Lu Ming. Then, it shone brightly. Waves of pure energy flowed into Lu Ming's body from the measure formula. Lu Ming circulated the Heaven and Earth 10,000 Tao Sutra with all his might to refine the energy. The energy refined by the measure formula was too pure. As long as he refined it casually, it would be completely converted into Lu Ming's divine power. The 6 divine fires in his dantian grew stronger and stronger. Originally, the 6th divine fire formed by the profound divine power was not particularly strong and had not reached the level of the other divine fires. Now, the divine fire was rapidly growing stronger and caught up with the other divine fires at an alarming speed. When the profound divine fire caught up with the other divine fires, a roar came from Lu Ming's body. The 6 divine fires burned fiercely and doubled in size in an instant. The divine power in Lu Ming's body increased rapidly. 4th level True God Realm. Lu Ming's cultivation had broken through to the 4th level True God Realm. However, it did not stop there. His cultivation was still increasing rapidly. Back then, the descendants of the ancient gods had planted too many ancient god flowers and absorbed the flesh and blood of many experts. The energy contained within was extremely strong. Back then, most of the energy had been used to form the ancient god's heart. However, the remaining energy in the measure formula was still extremely strong. Lu Ming's cultivation was rapidly charging towards the peak of the 4th level True God Realm. Soon, he reached the peak of the 4th level True God Realm and started to break through to the 5th level True God Realm. Boom! Soon after, another roar came from Lu Ming's body. He had broken through to the 5th level True God Realm. Until he broke through to the 5th level True God Realm, the energy from the measure formula was completely refined by Lu Ming. Awesome! This is too awesome! Feeling the surging divine power in his body, Lu Ming's eyes shone brightly and he was filled with confidence. Lu Ming's cultivation had broken through 2 levels consecutively, causing his strength to skyrocket. One had to know that the secret technique would improve along with the breakthrough in cultivation. Moreover, the profound divine power had also reached the level of other divine powers. Lu Ming's divine power had reached an astonishing level, far surpassing that of martial practitioners of the same level. With my current strength, even if I'm alone, I can kill that Toad King. Lu Ming muttered. He was indeed confident. With his current strength, he had no fear of ordinary first-level heavenly gods. He could kill them easily. At this moment, Qiuqiu also emitted a powerful energy fluctuation. Qiuqiu was also about to start evolving and break through to the celestial deity realm. Qiuqiu's body was filled with a dazzling light. Tiny bolts of lightning covered his entire body like tiny snakes that constantly slithered about. Boom! Qiuqiu's aura suddenly skyrocketed, as if it had broken through a limit and pierced through the clouds. A powerful aura filled the air. Heavenly God Realm, this was the pressure of a heavenly god. Qiuqiu succeeded in breaking through to the celestial god realm. It took a long time before Qiuqiu's aura finally stabilized and completely concealed itself. Swoosh! Qiuqiu rushed in front of Lu Ming and spun around, shouting, "Lu Ming, do you want to compete?" Lu Ming shook his head resolutely. Qiuqiu had reached the celestial god realm, so his combat strength would definitely skyrocket. He had suffered a loss when he fought with Qiuqiu the last time. Only a fool would suffer a second loss. Ha! You don't dare to compete with me anymore. Qiuqiu was very proud. His round body spun around Lu Ming. After a long while, he turned into a bracelet and wore it on Lu Ming's hand. Then, Lu Ming followed the original path and walked out. Croak, croak. After walking for a while, a toad appeared in front of Lu Ming and stared at Lu Ming fiercely. Lu Ming could see that this toad had the cultivation of a 9th level true god. Just nice, I'll use you to test my strength. Lu Ming muttered. Activating the battle character art, he doubled his combat strength and blasted a palm over. At the same time, the toad also launched an attack. But how strong was Lu Ming now? His palm force whistled like the sea, destroying the toad's attack as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood. Then, it bombarded the toad's body. In an instant, Lu Ming activated the coldest divine power. A layer of ice crystals immediately appeared on the toad's body, completely sealing the toad inside. Then, Lu Ming's palm force shook. The toad's body shattered like a piece of ice, turning into fragments. With one palm, a powerful 9th-level True God Toad was insta-killed by Lu Ming. With Lu Ming's current strength, he could already be said to be invincible in the True God realm. Unless he encountered a peerless genius who also controlled divine-grade divine power and had a terrifying secret technique, otherwise, a True God realm expert would definitely be insta-killed when facing Lu Ming. Lu Ming was quite satisfied with his strength. His figure moved and he rushed outside. Along the way, he would encounter toads from time to time. But they were all insta-killed by Lu Ming, sweeping through all along the way. Not long after, Lu Ming came out of the toad's nest. However, Lu Ming had no intention of returning to the base to recuperate. He was full of divine power and was not injured. Moreover, his strength had improved greatly. There was no need to return to the base to recuperate at all. It was best to temper himself in this savage mountain and obtain natural treasures. In the next few days, Lu Ming had been tempering himself in the savage mountain and obtained natural treasures again. However, Lu Ming did not devour all of the divine herbs for the measuring character art. Lu Ming kept some of the rare divine herbs with him. Not only were these divine herbs valuable outside, but they might be useful in the future if he kept them with him. Lu Ming, there are people approaching you rapidly. It's those people who chased after you last time. Suddenly, Gu Mo's voice sounded. These people are really haunting me. Well, this time I'll play with you guys. A cold light flashed in Lu Ming's eyes. He did not leave, but stayed in place and waited. Now that his cultivation had improved greatly and Qiuqiu had broken through to the heavenly god realm, he was very confident. Swoosh, swoosh. In just a few breaths, there was a violent sound of something breaking through the air in the distance. 7 or 8 figures appeared and rushed toward Lu Ming at an astonishing speed. This kid is really here. Surround him, don't let him run away. When these people saw Lu Ming, their eyes lit up and they sped up. Their figures flashed and surrounded Lu Ming from all directions. There was a total of 8 people who were left behind by the great Hong Saint and Fukoseiko to chase after Lu Ming. In the past few months, they had not given up and had been wandering around the nearby area. They did not expect to meet Lu Ming. The 8 of them surrounded Lu Ming. Powerful auras spread out and sealed off all directions, fearing that Lu Ming would escape again. What are you doing? All of you look ferocious. Why aren't you kowtowing to me when you see me? Lu Ming said casually. Ha! The 8 of them laughed. One of them laughed and said, Saint? You're about to die, but you still want to show off. Lu Ming, today is the day you die. My day of death? Do you think you can kill me with your repulsive skills? Lu Ming said disdainfully. Chapter 28-21. Lu Ming said disdainfully. Now that he had a rough idea of their cultivation base, he was completely at ease. These 8 people were all in the heavenly god realm. 4 first-layer heavenly gods, 3 second-layer heavenly gods, and 1 third-layer heavenly god. With Lu Ming's strength, it would be a little difficult for him to go against a second-layer heavenly god. At most, he could only protect himself. However, Lu Ming had Qiuqiu. When Qiuqiu was in the true god realm, he could definitely fight against some weaker heavenly gods. One should know that there was a huge gap between the true god realm and heavenly god realm. Now that Qiuqiu had broken through to the heavenly god realm, his combat strength had increased tremendously. Killing a third-layer heavenly god was definitely not a problem for him. Therefore, Lu Ming did not put these people in his eyes. How arrogant! Then let me see if you have the right to be arrogant. A middle-aged man stepped out. His powerful aura pressed down on Lu Ming like a mountain. However, Lu Ming did not move at all. Kill! The man roared. A battle axe appeared in his hand and he swung it at Lu Ming. This man was in the first-layer heavenly god realm. Although he looked down on Lu Ming, he did not underestimate him at all. He used his full strength right from the start. After all, Lu Ming and Qiuqiu had teamed up to defeat Lu Feiyun. Although this man was slightly stronger than Lu Feiyun, it was not by much. The others did not make a move. Instead, they stood guard in all directions, afraid that Lu Ming would take the opportunity to escape. Buzz. A long spear appeared in Lu Ming's hand. The long spear vibrated and pierced out. Third apocalyptic strike, sky-piercing. At the moment of his attack, Lu Ming activated the battle character's secret art to triple his combat strength. Clang. The long spear and the battle axe clashed head-on, resulting in a violent explosion. The ground beneath their feet exploded continuously, with cracks extending in all directions. Following that, a figure retreated rapidly. It was the middle-aged man. How is this possible? At the side, the other 7 people's hearts were beating wildly. They couldn't believe their eyes. In the head-on collision between Lu Ming and the middle-aged man, Lu Ming actually gained the upper hand. They saw very clearly that this time, Lu Ming did not rely on external forces. He relied entirely on his own strength. But Lu Ming was just a true god. How could he be so strong? How is this possible? The middle-aged man found it hard to believe and was momentarily stunned. Third strike of annihilation, moon slashing. Lu Ming let out a long howl as he charged towards the middle-aged man like a gust of wind. He executed the second move of the 3 strikes of annihilation, the moon slashing strike. Not good, be careful. At the side, an old man shouted to remind him, but it was too late. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The moment Lu Ming rushed out, 9 ice chains flew out from his body. Like 9 bolts of lightning, they arrived first and wrapped around the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man had been knocked back by Lu Ming with a single move. So, he was somewhat stupefied. In a battle between experts, a momentary mistake would be fatal. At this moment, he reacted and wanted to dodge, but it was too late. His body was entangled by the 9 ice chains. Break! The middle-aged man roared, trying to use his divine power to break free from the ice chains. However, Lu Ming's cultivation had improved greatly, and the power of the ice chains had also increased by a large margin. For a moment, he couldn't break free at all. And Lu Ming had already arrived. No! The middle-aged man let out a desperate roar. Then, a crescent-shaped spear light flashed past. The middle-aged man was directly split into 2 halves and died on the spot. In an instant, Lu Ming killed a first-level heavenly god existence. With Lu Ming's current strength, it was enough to kill the Toad King. The middle-aged man's strength was even weaker than the Toad King. Moreover, he had underestimated Lu Ming's strength. After being knocked back by Lu Ming, there was a moment of absent-mindedness. That was why he was killed by Lu Ming's thunderous attack. All of this happened too fast. It was so fast that the other 7 people couldn't even save him in time. This kid. The other 7 people looked at Lu Ming with great shock in their eyes. Lu Ming's speed of improvement was too fast. Now, he could actually kill a heavenly god. If this continued, it was certain that he would catch up or even surpass the other saints. Everyone, this person must not be left alive. Let's attack together. No matter what, we must kill him. At the scene, the only 3rd-level heavenly god old man said with a solemn expression. Although as long as he attacked, he was 100% sure that he could kill Lu Ming, but he still invited the others to attack together. He was afraid that Lu Ming would run away again. Let's attack together. The others nodded and unleashed their divine force of different colors. If you want to join forces to kill me, I'll kill you first. Lu Ming's eyes flickered with murderous intent. With heavy footsteps, he dashed toward the 3rd-level heavenly god old man and threw a punch at him. You're courting death. The old man did not expect Lu Ming to attack him. Although Lu Ming's strength was strong, he was still a lot weaker than him. Charging at him first was no different than courting death. Therefore, he diverted some of his attention and activated a defensive divine skill as a defense. Afterward, a beam of sword gleam burst out from his palm and slashed toward Lu Ming. Zzz, wisps of lightning appeared on Lu Ming's wrist. The reason why Lu Ming was the first to attack the 3rd-level heavenly god was not because he wanted to rely on his own strength, but Qiu Qiu. Wisps of lightning appeared on Qiu Qiu's bracelet. As Lu Ming threw a punch, a bolt of lightning as thick as an arm struck at the old man. Boom! The old man's sword ray was shattered in an instant. The lightning did not stop and struck the old man's body. The old man's defensive divine skill was like a piece of paper, unable to withstand a single blow. The lightning struck the old man's body. The old man screamed in agony and his body was sent flying. He fell tens of thousands of meters away, his body twitching and charred. He was exhaling more than he was inhaling. The old man was on the verge of death in one move. The remaining 6 people were almost scared to death. "Chiu Chiu kill!" Lu Ming yelled. With a wave of his hand, Chiu Chiu flew toward a second-level heavenly god. In the process, Chiu Chiu extended 2 tentacles that turned into 2 battle blades and slashed at the old man. The old man was shocked and quickly defended himself. However, a second-level heavenly god could only be abused by Chiu Chiu. The blade light slashed and the old man was killed. Then, Chiu Chiu attacked another second-level heavenly god. Meanwhile, Lu Ming rushed toward a first-level heavenly god. 9 ice chains quickly wrapped around the old man. Break! The old man's battle blade slashed out continuously. In an instant, he had slashed out hundreds of times, trying to break the ice chains. The ice chains raged and sparks flew. However, the ice chain's chilliness flowed through the old man's battle blade and spread throughout his body. It made him feel cold all over, as if he was about to be frozen. Moon slaying. Lu Ming arrived and used moon slaying. This move was even stronger than the one Lu Ming had used before, because Lu Ming had already quadrupled his battle strength. Chapter 28-22. You want to kill me? Dream on. The other party roared and unleashed his full strength. He slashed out with his saber and clashed with Lu Ming's attack. The other party's body shook violently as he spat out mouthfuls of blood. A 9-clawed dragon suddenly appeared above Lu Ming's head. It let out a long roar and pounced towards the other party. 9-clawed dragon, son of Saint's divine dragon aspect art. The other party let out a terrified roar. Then, the 9-clawed dragon aspect clawed at his body and tore it apart. The other party had 8 people in total. Now, 4 of them were dead. Only 4 were left. 2 of them were first-layer heavenly gods and 2 were second-layer heavenly gods. Meanwhile, Chiu Chiu had already charged towards the other second-layer heavenly god. Run! The remaining people were scared out of their wits. They had no strength to fight at all. They turned around and ran. As a result, they were no match for Lu Ming's group. Asterisk zap 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 asterisk Chiu Chiu unleashed the lightning again. A bolt of lightning struck and killed a second-layer heavenly god expert. These people were all outer elders or inner deacons of the Kongshen school. They were usually high and mighty, but now, they were dying one after another. Chiu Chiu continued to charge towards the last second-layer heavenly god. Meanwhile, Lu Ming charged towards the last 2 first-layer heavenly gods. The divine dragon aspect roared and pounced towards a first-layer heavenly god elder. Meanwhile, Lu Ming charged towards the other first-layer heavenly god. Lu Ming, we are outer elders of the Kongshen school. You can't kill us. That's right. We are the heroes of the Kongshen school. If you kill us, you will be committing treason, the few old men roared at the same time. You have lived for so long, yet you still dare to say such words. Don't you think it's funny? Lu Ming said coldly. His voice was filled with mockery. Previously, they had wholeheartedly wanted to kill Lu Ming. Now that they were about to be killed, they brought up their identities as outer sect elders of the Kongshen school, hoping that Lu Ming would let them go. Only a fool would let them go. This old man will fight it out with you. An old man roared, knowing that Lu Ming would not let them off. He desperately burned his divine power and charged towards Lu Ming, wanting to perish together with Lu Ming. However, a bolt of lightning struck and the old man's body stiffened in the air, turning him into a pile of charcoal. It turned out that Chiu Chiu already finished off the last second-level celestial deity person and returned to help Lu Ming. Like this, there was only one first-level celestial god left. The old man roared. Knowing that he was dead, he burned his god power and attacked Lu Ming. Chiu Chiu, leave this to me. Lu Ming said to Chiu Chiu, stopping Chiu Chiu from attacking. He could use this person to train himself. 1. With a shake of his long spear, Lu Ming charged towards this person. This person burned his god power and his strength increased greatly. He might have already surpassed the Toad King. Lu Ming could use him to train himself. 9 ice chains whistled, the 9-clawed dragon roared, and Lu Ming attacked continuously. Even if the other party burned his god power, he was still suppressed by Lu Ming. Both sides fought fiercely. In an instant, they had exchanged dozens of blows. The other party was pushed back by Lu Ming. Burning his god power could not be sustained for long. As the other party's god power was consumed, he was even less of a match for Lu Ming. Monster. The saint offended such a person. If he can't kill him as soon as possible, he will die in his hands sooner or later. Forget it. At this moment, the old man sighed in his heart. Lu Ming's talent and combat strength had deeply shocked him. He could almost see the great Hong Saint dying in Lu Ming's hands in the near future. After exchanging a few more blows, Lu Ming's spear pierced through the man's body and he died on the spot. At this point, the 8 experts sent by the great Hong Saint and Fukoseiko to kill Lu Ming were all killed. Including the 3rd-level heavenly god, he had no signs of life at this moment. Lu Ming collected the 8 people's storage rings. 8 heavenly god realm storage rings. This would be a great harvest. After putting it away, Lu Ming left the place in a flash. In the following days, Lu Ming continued to go deeper into the mountain range. He was getting further and further away from the base. The deeper he went, the stronger the demons he encountered. He would encounter heavenly god realm demons from time to time. Under normal circumstances, Lu Ming wouldn't let Qiuqiu fight. He would fight with the demons alone, training himself and collecting heavenly treasures at the same time. Just like that, Lu Ming traveled in the primitive mountain range for half a year. Lu Ming and 3 fiendish demons were engaged in a fierce battle in a valley. The 3 demons were all first-layer heaven gods, and each of them possessed shocking strength. They were on par with the Toad King he had encountered before. The 3 of them worked together and attacked with shocking power. Lu Ming used all his means and fought fiercely with the 3 demons. Ice chains, divine dragon, 3 strikes of destruction, 9 heavens Kunpeng technique, 9 layers of crimson golden armor. Lu Ming used all his means and fought a few hundred blows with the 3 demons. Awesome, this is really awesome. The more he fought, the stronger Lu Ming's battle intent. He felt that every cell in his body was jumping. It was exhilarating. After half a year of training, Lu Ming had made great progress in all aspects. Various divine skills such as the 3 strikes of destruction, 9 heavens Kunpeng technique, and 9 layers of crimson golden armor had all reached the peak of the 5th level. This speed of improvement was extremely shocking. The further one cultivated a divine skill, the harder it was to improve it. It would take a long time, especially since Lu Ming's cultivation was only at the 5th level true god realm. Lu Ming was able to cultivate several types of divine techniques to the peak of the 5th level within a short span of half a year. This was all thanks to the continuous fighting and killing. Especially the demons here, they were fierce and cruel and had shocking strength. The effect of training would be better. His comprehension of the battle character formula had improved a little, and the success rate had reached 10%. In the past half a year, Lu Ming had obtained a lot of divine herbs. Most of them were devoured and refined by the measure character formula, and the refined energy was transferred to Lu Ming. Now, Lu Ming's cultivation had reached the peak of the 5th level true god realm. He wasn't far from the 6th level true god realm. This speed was no different from riding a rocket. Up until now, the 3 demons had consumed a lot of energy. They were starting to lose their strength and were slowly being suppressed by Lu Ming. The 3 demons began to retreat. Finally, with a low growl, they actually turned and ran. "You want to leave? Ball, I'll leave it to you." Lu Ming waved his hand and Qiuqiu flew out. It opened its mouth and spat out 3 bolts of lightning, bombarding the 3 fiendish demons and killing them immediately. In the depths of the valley, there was a shining divine herb. It was obviously not an ordinary item. Lu Ming walked over and kept the divine herb, then left. A few days later, Lu Ming was wandering in a forest. Swoosh, swoosh. Suddenly, a group of people flew over the forest. Chapter 28-23. A group of people flew over Lu Ming's head, releasing a powerful pressure. All of them were in the heavenly god realm. There are so many experts. They're from the invincible Kenzo. Lu Ming's eyes moved. There were middle-aged, old, and even young people in this group. Each of them carried a sword on their back. Looking at their attire, Lu Ming knew that they were from the invincible Kenzo, one of the three overlords. These people also noticed Lu Ming. However, they only coldly glanced at Lu Ming before ignoring Lu Ming. They flew in a certain direction as if they had something important to do. Lu Ming did not think too much about it. He continued to wander around the forest, looking for treasures. However, not long after, another group flew over Lu Ming's head. This time, there were fewer people. There were only 4 of them. They're from the Mystic Academy. Looking at their attire, Lu Ming's eyes moved. Wait! The 4 of them had already flown over when an old man suddenly shouted. The 4 of them stopped. That old man looked at Lu Ming. So it's this kid. The first place of the 13 sex assessment, Lu Ming. This kid actually came here. The old man was astonished when he saw Lu Ming. He had seen Lu Ming before. Lu Ming had obtained first place in the 13 sex assessment. He had even invited Lu Ming to join the Mystic Academy. However, he was rejected by Lu Ming. He had a deep impression of Lu Ming. Thus, he recognized Lu Ming with just a glance. Elder Hong, do you know this kid? Among the 4, a young man asked. I've seen this kid before. He obtained first place in the 13 sex assessment. This kid actually came here. Wait, this kid's cultivation has already reached the 5th level of the true god realm. How is this possible? After Old Man Hong scanned Lu Ming's cultivation, his eyes widened in shock. He remembered clearly that when Lu Ming was in the 13 sex assessment, he hadn't even reached empty god realm. He was only a demigod. Now, less than 100 years had passed and Lu Ming actually cultivated to the 5th level true god realm. What kind of cultivation speed was this? Old Man Hong's heart was in turmoil. The previous number 1 of the 13 sex assessment shouldn't have been more than 100 years ago. In less than 100 years, his cultivation had already reached the 5th level of true god realm. Then, how strong was his cultivation at that time? Another person asked. Demigod. Old Man Hong said. Demigod? What? Demigod? The other 3 were completely stunned. Then, their eyes were filled with cold killing intent. He was so talented, but he wasn't a student of the Mystic Academy. He should be eliminated. I'll go kill him, the young man said coldly. He took a step forward and charged towards Lu Ming, pressing his palm down. This young man was also a genius in the Mystic Academy. He was a first-level heavenly god at such a young age. He wasn't any weaker than Lu Fei Yun. In his opinion, with his first-level heavenly god cultivation, dealing with a 5th-level true god was a piece of cake for him. You want to kill me? Lu Ming's heart was filled with anger and killing intent. He didn't even say a word, but the other party wanted to kill him. How overbearing. Since that was the case, Lu Ming's eyes were cold as he charged towards the sky. Divine force surged out of his body. Divine dragon aspect art. Lu Ming immediately used his strongest killing move. A 9-clawed dragon appeared. It roared and charged towards the other party. This is, feeling the terrifying aura of the 9-clawed dragon aspect art, the 4 from the Mystic Academy were shocked. What? The 9-clawed dragon aspect art roared and charged forward, completely shattering the young man's palm. The dragon claw reached out and grabbed at the young man. The young man never thought that Lu Ming, a 5th-level true god, could unleash such a terrifying attack. It was too late for him to dodge. Kid stuff, don't you dare! The others roared, wanting to save the young man, but it was already too late. Poof! The young man was torn apart by the divine dragon aspect art. You're courting death. Upon seeing this, the remaining 3 roared furiously. Their eyes reddened with rage. A first-level heavenly god genius had died just like that. Their hearts were bleeding. The 3 of them charged at Lu Ming furiously, unleashing powerful auras. A first-level heavenly god, a second-level heavenly god, and a third-level heavenly god. Kid, I'm going to grind your bones to dust. The old man with the surname Hong roared. His cultivation was at the 3rd level heavenly god realm. He unleashed a terrifying murderous intent and charged at Lu Ming. The reason why he wanted to kill Lu Ming was partly because Lu Ming had killed the young man, but more importantly, he was shocked by Lu Ming's strength. Lu Ming's strength was too terrifying. He had to get rid of him. Qiu. Lu Ming waved his hand, sending Qiu flying. Piss off. The old man with the surname Hong did not put Qiu in his eyes. He immediately attacked, trying to send Qiu flying. However, Qiu unleashed a bolt of lightning, penetrating the old man's attack and landing on the old man with the surname Hong. The old man with the surname Hong cried out in agony as he was sent flying, crashing into a few ancient trees. He was already half dead. The other two were dumbfounded. With a flicker, Qiu slashed forward. The 2nd level heavenly god was slain by Qiu, leaving only the 1st level heavenly god. Don't kill me, don't kill me. That heavenly god stage 1 man almost peed in his pants. He screamed in fear, his body trembling non-stop. At that instant, Lu Ming was like a devil in his eyes. Don't kill you, is that even possible? Lu Ming stepped forward. His icy murderous intent caused the middle-aged man to tremble even more. Don't kill me, as long as you don't kill me, I'll tell you a secret, the secret of a treasure. The middle-aged man yelled. The secret of a treasure? Lu Ming's eyes flickered. Seeing that Lu Ming was tempted, the middle-aged burly man saw a chance to survive. He was overjoyed and hurriedly shouted, "That's right. We found a place. There are definitely amazing treasures inside. As long as you let me go, I will tell you the location of that place. You have no right to negotiate with me. Speak, or I'll kill you right now." Lu Ming said coldly. "No, you have to promise not to kill me. Otherwise, I won't tell you. I'm going to die anyway." The middle-aged man clenched his teeth and said. Lu Ming rolled his eyes and nodded. "All right, as long as you're telling the truth, I won't kill you." "Really?" The middle-aged man's eyes flickered. "Nonsense, of course it's true. Tell me now, or I'll kill you right now," Lu Ming said coldly. All right, I'll tell you." The man immediately told Qin Nan the location. "I've told you, you can let me go now." The middle-aged man looked at Lu Ming hopefully. "Let you go? Are you going to wait for your reinforcements to come and kill me?" Lu Ming said in a mocking tone. Chapter 28-24. You said you wouldn't kill me." Upon hearing Lu Ming's words, the middle-aged burly man revealed a horrified expression and shouted in horror. "I said I wouldn't kill you myself, but I didn't say I wouldn't let others kill you. Qiu, kill him." Lu Ming waved his hand. You'll die a horrible death. You went back on your words." The middle-aged man roared in anger and turned to run. However, he was only a 1st-layer heavenly god. He was no match for Qiu. Qiu caught up to him and killed him in a few moves. Then, Lu Ming went up and killed Elder Hong. "Treasure!" Lu Ming whispered, showing an interested expression. Since he had nothing to do, he might as well take a look. Lu Ming immediately flew to the location the middle-aged man said. However, Lu Ming remained vigilant. He concealed his aura and slowed down as he flew in that direction. At this moment, at a place more than 100,000 li away from Lu Ming, there was a dense forest here, and ancient trees towered into the sky. Strangely, there were no trees in the middle of the forest. Looking from afar, one could see that there were some stone buildings in this area. However, it was too far away to see clearly. At this moment, there was a group of people confronting each other outside the forest. This group of people was divided into 4 groups. If others saw this, they would definitely be shocked. Because these 4 groups of people all had shocking backgrounds. Invincible Kenzo, Mystic Academy, Immeasurable Sacred Ground. The last group of people was from the Ice Soul tribe. There were a few hundred people from each group present. Everyone, this place was first discovered by the Mystic Academy. It should belong to the Mystic Academy. What do you mean by this? A purple-robed young man from the Mystic Academy said coldly. This purple-robed young man was a saint from the Mystic Academy. He was very powerful. Ridiculous. You found it first, so it belongs to you? This is an ownerless item. Anyone who sees it has a share. A young man from the invincible Kenzo also spoke. This young man was one of the chosen from the invincible Kenzo. His status and strength were on par with the purple-robed young man from the Mystic Academy. That's right. Since the Mystic Academy hasn't taken it yet, anyone can fight for the treasures inside. A saint from the immeasurable Holy Land also spoke coldly. After he finished speaking, he looked at the central region of the forest with fiery eyes. They could clearly sense that the energy between heaven and earth was constantly converging towards that area. It was as if something was constantly absorbing the essence of the energy between heaven and earth. There were definitely treasures inside. The members of the Ice Soul clan didn't say anything, but their attitude explained everything. The violet-robed youth and the others from the Winged Demon Academy all had unsightly expressions. They knew that it was impossible for the Mystic Academy to monopolize this place. Then what are you going to do? The purple-robed young man said coldly. It's simple. There are terrifying demons living in this forest. It won't be easy to pass through. We'll rely on our own abilities. The treasures will belong to whoever obtains them. Everything will be decided by strength. The chosen from the invincible Kenzo smiled faintly. He was filled with confidence. All right, let's do that. The purple-robed youth from the Winged Demon Academy had no choice but to agree. Who is it? The purple-robed youth from the Winged Demon Academy suddenly shouted coldly. His sharp gaze looked in a certain direction. The other experts also sensed something and looked over. I didn't expect to be discovered so quickly. Lu Ming rubbed his nose in the branches of an ancient tree. He hadn't been here for long. As soon as he arrived, he saw the four sides confronting each other. He wanted to hide in the dark and observe the situation, but he didn't expect to be discovered. The purple-robed youth from the Winged Demon Academy had amazing perception. Since he was discovered, there was nothing to hide. Lu Ming directly flew out. Lu Ming! As soon as Lu Ming flew out, a surprised voice sounded from the Ice Soul race. It was the Ice Soul race's 9th prince, Bing Qing. Brother Bing Qing. Lu Ming smiled. He had already discovered Bing Qing when he was hiding. Brother Lu, I didn't expect to meet you here. Bing Qing smiled. You're Lu Ming from the Kongshan school? Suddenly, a cold gaze looked at Lu Ming. Then, a gloomy voice sounded. Lu Ming looked over and found that the one who spoke was the purple-robed youth from the Mystic Academy. That's right. I'm Lu Ming. Lu Ming replied indifferently. Good, very good. I was just about to look for you, but you delivered yourself to me. My junior brother Lu Shangkai died at your hands, right? The purple-robed youth said coldly. Cold, murderous intent filled the air. So you're Lu Shangkai's senior brother. Lu Shangkai was courting death. I've already let him off a few times, but he still tried to sneak up on me. He was just courting death. Lu Ming said indifferently. How dare you? How dare you? A few angry roars sounded. Bam, bam. Some experts from the Mystic Academy stepped out. Powerful auras burst out and suppressed Lu Ming. You killed my junior brother. Today, I'll destroy your cultivation and feed you to the demons. The purple-robed youth said coldly. He stepped out and was about to kill Lu Ming. Wait, Bing Qing shouted. He moved and landed in front of Lu Ming. Young Master Bing, what are you doing? This has nothing to do with you? Get out of my way. The purple-robed youth said coldly. Who says it has nothing to do with me? Lu Ming is a good friend of the Ice Soul race. If you want to touch him, you'll have to go through the Ice Soul race first. Bing Qing said loudly. As soon as he finished speaking, some experts from the Ice Soul race appeared in front of Lu Ming. A cold aura filled the air. It was as if winter had fallen. The purple-robed youth's face darkened. When the Mystic Academy went to the Ice Soul race to retrieve the Ice Jade Frozen Heart for the Ice Soul race, some of them went back and told him about the Ice Soul race. He knew that Lu Ming had helped the Ice Soul race retrieve the Ice Jade Frozen Heart and gain the Ice Soul race's friendship. It seemed like it was impossible for him to kill Lu Ming today. This kid is Lu Ming. Among the Immortal Swordsmanship sect and the Boundless Saint, some people were also glinting coldly. Strong murderous intent was spreading toward Lu Ming. During the battle in the Ice Soul Race's ancestral land, many of the elites from the invincible Kenzo and the boundless sacred ground had died at the hands of Lu Ming. However, they didn't step forward now. They hoped that the Mystic Academy and the Ice Soul Race would both suffer losses so that they could benefit from it. Lu Ming, the Ice Soul Race can protect you for now, but they can't protect you forever. Let's wait and see. The purple-robed youth didn't make a move. Instead, he said coldly before turning around and rushing toward the forest. Let's go. The purple-robed youth gave the order. The people from the Mystic Academy followed the purple-robed youth and rushed toward the forest. The people from the invincible Kenzo and the boundless sacred ground were disappointed. However, since the Mystic Academy didn't make a move, they naturally wouldn't make the first move. The Ice Soul Race's strength was no joke. Let's go. Let's go. The people from the invincible Kenzo and the boundless sacred ground also flew toward the forest. Chapter 28-25. Brother Lu, there might be treasures in the middle of the forest. Do you want to go with us? Bing Qing smiled. That's what I was thinking. Lu Ming nodded. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. A young man from the Ice Soul clan ordered. He was Bing Qing's elder brother, the third young master of the Ice Soul clan. He was also a peerless genius. Lu Ming immediately followed the experts of the Ice Soul clan and flew toward the forest. When they flew into the sky above the forest, there were sounds coming from the forest below. Then, a black figure shot out and pounced on them. Flying snakes. Those were finger-thick flying snakes with fleshy wings. Their speed was astonishing, and they were like streaks of pitch-black lightning. Be careful! The third young master of the Ice Soul clan warned. He threw out a palm and a cold wave surged. Immediately, dozens of flying snakes were frozen and fell into the forest. The other members of the Ice Soul clan also attacked. Icy Palm Force, Icy Fist Force, and Icy Sword Light slashed at the flying snakes. Flying snakes were constantly shot down. However, there were too many of them and they were very strong. Some of the members of the Ice Soul clan were injured or even killed. Xiao xiao xiao, Lu Ming kept thrusting out with his long spear. Rays of spear light burst out and sent dozens of flying snakes flying. Some of them even exploded. Brother Lu, your strength, Bing Qing was shocked. Lu Ming's strength had greatly exceeded his expectations. When Lu Ming went to get the Ice Jade Cold Heart for them, his cultivation had just broken through to the True God realm. But now, he was already a level 5 True God. I'm lucky. My cultivation has increased a little during this time. Lu Ming said casually. My cultivation has increased a little. Bing Qing's eyelids twitched. Is this a little? He went from level 1 True God to level 5 True God. Is this a little? He also wanted to increase a little. The other members of the Ice Soul clan, including the third young master, were also shocked by Lu Ming's strength. However, in the face of danger, they didn't think too much about it and continued to charge forward. In other directions, the invincible Kenzo, the Mystic Academy, and the immeasurable sacred ground were also facing attacks from the flying snakes. The deeper they went, the more numerous the flying snakes became. It was as if there were countless flying snakes hidden beneath the forest. They were so densely packed that it made one's scalp tingle. Their speed became slower and slower, and it became more and more strenuous for them. Those below the Heavenly God stage, hide in the middle. Those above the Heavenly God stage, open up a path outside. The Ice Soul Race's third young master roared. He ordered those below the Heavenly God realm to hide in the middle, and those above the Heavenly God realm to surround the outside. Cold chi surged, and large groups of flying snakes were frozen into popsicles, falling into the forest. 2 hours later, they finally rushed out of the forest and arrived at the central area of the forest. This place was extremely spacious, stretching as far as the eye could see. There was no vegetation, only stone pillars. Every stone pillar was separated by a certain distance, and every stone pillar was at least 100 meters tall. They were scattered randomly on the empty ground. Below the stone pillars were numerous statues. These statues were also made of stone. Some were as tall as a person, while others were more than 10 meters tall. They were lifelike and lifelike. The stone pillars and statues were the only things that could be seen. Also, there was a tree in the depths of the stone pillars and statues. It was an enormous tree that was more than 1,000 meters tall. What surprised them was that the leaves of this tree were extremely strange. They were not green, but black. They were shaped like swords, like pitch-black iron swords. The strangest thing was the tree's fruit. There was only one fruit on the entire tree, and it was a stone fruit. Yes, it looked like it was carved out of stone. It hung on the crown of the tree, and it was the size of a wash basin. It was covered with strange patterns. The energy between the heavens and the earth continued to gather before finally converging on the fruit. The destination of the energy was the fruit. Treasure. Everyone's eyes lit up. Although no one knew exactly what that fruit was, they all knew that it was definitely a treasure. It's mine. The purple-robed young man from the Mystic Academy's eyes flashed. He led the people from the Mystic Academy toward the tree. Don't even think about it. The people from the invincible Kenzo, the immeasurable sacred ground, and the Ice Soul tribe also rushed toward the tree. Just as they rushed forward, the statues that were originally motionless suddenly moved. Don't. The statues took a step forward, and their heavy bodies caused the ground to tremble. Then they charged toward the crowd. The purple-robed young man from the Mystic Academy was the first to be attacked. A 10-meter-tall statue held a stone sword and slashed at him. The purple-robed young man's eyes narrowed, and he shouted, "Get lost!" Then, the purple-robed young man slashed out with a demonic saber. Clang! The purple-robed young man's demonic saber collided with the statue's stone sword, and there was a terrifying explosion. It formed a terrifying sound wave that spread out. At the moment of collision, the purple-robed young man's face changed drastically. His body felt as if it had been hit by a divine mountain, and he was forced to retreat. At this moment, even more statues arrived. Blood splattered everywhere, and there were continuous screams. In the blink of an eye, dozens of people from the Mystic Academy were killed by the statues. Not only the Mystic Academy, but people from the invincible Kenzo, the immeasurable sacred ground, and the Ice Soul tribe were also killed by the statues. The strength of these statues was shocking. Moreover, the taller the statue, the stronger its strength. These statues seemed to have springs under their feet. They jumped hundreds of meters into the air and brandished different kinds of stone weapons as they charged toward the crowd. Lu Ming was also facing a powerful enemy. An 8-meter-tall statue wielding a stone sword charged toward Lu Ming. The stone sword slashed and the space whistled. The terrifying force was so oppressive that Lu Ming found it difficult to breathe. Moon slashing. Lu Ming struck out with his spear and executed the Armageddon triple strike. Clang. The statue's stone sword struck the spear, causing the spear to vibrate non-stop. Lu Ming's body was forced back, and he felt his arm go numb as if it was about to split open. Swoosh. After the stone sword repelled Lu Ming, it charged toward Lu Ming again. Not only that, on the other side, an 8-meter-tall statue also charged toward Lu Ming. With a pincer attack, Lu Ming was in danger. Qiuqiu. Lu Ming waved his hand, and Qiuqiu flew out. Its body was covered in lightning, and a thunderbolt blasted out, bombarding the statue. However, to Lu Ming's surprise, the statue seemed to be unaffected by the lightning. It didn't slow down and continued to charge toward Lu Ming. It's useless. Lu Ming's heart trembled. Seeing that the lightning was useless, Qiuqiu could only use its round body to collide with the statue. Chapter 28-26. At this moment, the experts of the four forces were completely at a disadvantage. They were surrounded by a large group of statues and were constantly being killed. Not to mention those below the heavenly god realm, even the saints were in danger. The purple-robed youth and the third young master of the Ice Spirit clan were surrounded by several statues that were more than 10 meters tall. If Bing Qing was not protected by the experts of the Ice Spirit clan, she would most likely be in danger. Lu Ming, you have walked into a large formation. These statues move according to the formation. Anyone who enters the formation will be killed. Bone Demon's voice sounded in Yi Futian's mind. How do we break the formation? Lu Ming quickly asked. It's very simple, super simple. Do you see those stone pillars? You just have to jump onto the stone pillars and walk on them. Bone Demon said. It's that simple? Lu Ming was stunned. Nonsense, it's that simple. You're just stupid and didn't realize it. Bone Demon said disdainfully. Lu Ming was speechless. Let's try it. Lu Ming had an idea and let Qiuqiu return to his side. He then struck with his spear with all his strength and collided with a statue. Borrowing the force, he quickly retreated. Then he stomped on the ground and soared into the sky, landing on a statue. When Lu Ming landed on the statue, the statues that were chasing Lu Ming seemed to have lost track of him. They looked around suspiciously and then attacked the others. It worked. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Brother Bing, quickly get on the stone pillars. The statues won't attack the people on the pillars. Lu Ming quickly sent a message to Bing Qing and the others. Bing Qing and the others' eyes lit up when they heard it. They then used all their strength to fight the statues and rushed up the stone pillars. When they rushed up the stone pillars, the statues did not attack them. Bing Qing and the others were overjoyed. Third brother, everyone, quickly get on the stone pillars. Bing Qing shouted and notified the third young master of the Ice Spirit clan. Rush up the stone pillars. After the Ice Soul clan's third young master repelled a statue with a palm strike, his figure flashed, and he also rushed up to a stone pillar. The other members of the Ice Soul clan also used their own methods to rush up to the stone pillars. Of course, there were also many who were killed by the statues in the process of charging. Originally, the Ice Soul clan had around 300 people, but in just a short while, more than 100 of them had been killed. It was a disastrous loss. Stone pillars. Charge up the stone pillars. The members of the Mystic Academy, Invincible Kenzo, and Boundless Sacred Ground also came to a realization when they saw this scene. They all rushed toward the stone pillars. After paying a price, the people of the three major forces also rushed up to different stone pillars. Then, everyone leaped onto the stone pillars and rushed towards the big tree in front of them. Boom! Just as Lu Ming leaped onto a stone pillar, a sharp blade light slashed at the stone pillar beneath his feet. Boom! The stone pillar crumbled into pieces. This guy. Lu Ming looked around and realized that the person who had shattered the stone pillar beneath his feet was the purple-robed young man from the Mystic Academy. Go to hell! The purple-robed young man sneered. As soon as the stone pillar crumbled, the statues immediately sensed Lu Ming's presence. Don't. Immediately, several 10-meter-tall statues leaped up and attacked Lu Ming at the same time. Lu Ming's expression changed drastically. Divine Dragon Aspect Technique. Lu Ming immediately used the Divine Dragon Aspect Technique. A 9-clawed dragon aspect flew out and rushed toward one of the statues. At the same time, 9 ice chains also flew out. Then, the 9 layers of crimson gold armor also activated. In an instant, Lu Ming used all his means, including Qiuqiu, to turn into a shield in front of him. However, the strength of these 10-meter-tall statues was too shocking. The divine dragon Dharma idol trembled and was directly shattered by a stone sword. The 9 ice chains also collapsed. Boom! Lu Ming was hit by several attacks in succession. His body smashed into the ground like a cannonball, creating a loud boom. Lu Ming felt that his body was about to split open. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. Lu Ming was already injured just now. However, the most fatal thing was that Lu Ming was the only one under the stone pillar. The number of statues was astonishing. At this moment, these statues rushed toward Lu Ming, trying to drown him. Brother Lu, Bing Qing was shocked. However, even if they wanted to help, there was nothing they could do. Haha, you want to fight me? Go to hell. The purple-robed young man laughed maniacally. On the other hand, the invincible Kenzo and the people of the immeasurable sacred ground were indifferent. They all hoped that Lu Ming would die in the hands of the statues. What should we do? At this moment, Lu Ming was in a desperate situation. There were statues rushing toward him from all directions. With so many statues, he would be reduced to ashes in one move. Don't. At this moment, Lu Ming's heart was beating rapidly. A mysterious aura spread out. The aura of the ancient god. Lu Ming's heart was the heart of the ancient god. At this moment, it was emitting a mysterious aura. When this aura spread out, the bodies of the statues froze. A few of the terrifying statues' attacks were about to hit Lu Ming, but at this moment, their movements couldn't help but stop. Good chance. How could Lu Ming miss such a rare opportunity? He became one with his spear, turning into a dazzling spear light. He jumped out of the way of a statue and rushed to the nearest stone pillar, dodging the attack. Damn it, what's going on? Why are those statues' movements so stiff? Seeing this scene, the purple-robed young man roared in his heart. His eyes flickered with ferocious killing intent. The others were also stunned. They didn't know what was going on. Just a moment ago, they thought that Lu Ming was dead for sure. Not to mention Lu Ming, any other chosen would also die in such a situation. However, the statue's movements suddenly froze, giving Lu Ming an opportunity to escape. The heart of the ancient god. My heart of the ancient god has an effect on these statues. Lu Ming's mind raced. Not only that, Lu Ming even had a feeling that if he activated the heart of the ancient god, he could even control these statues. This world's bronze gate appeared in the sacred ground of the descendants of the ancient god. This world might be closely related to the descendants of the ancient god. That's why the heart of the ancient god can affect these statues. Lu Ming's mind was constantly thinking. His eyes lit up slightly. This guy, I will definitely take revenge for this. Lu Ming's cold eyes looked at the purple-robed young man. If it wasn't for the heart of the ancient god, he would already be dead. The purple-robed young man would already be on his kill list. Humph, Lu Ming, count yourself lucky. I hope you can be so lucky next time. The purple-robed young man snorted coldly, then turned and rushed towards the tree. Lu Ming sneered and also rushed towards the tree. At this moment, the fastest group of people had already rushed past the area of the stone pillars and directly rushed towards the fruit at the top of the tree. Chapter 28-27. Scram. The Mystic Academy was the one who discovered this place first. One of the Mystic Academy's experts roared. So what if you discovered this place first? If you want the treasure, let's see if you have the strength to do so. One of the invincible Kenzo's experts sneered. Then I'll kill you. The Mystic Academy's experts charged toward the invincible Kenzo's experts. Kill. Before the people of the four major forces could reach the tree, they had already started a chaotic battle. They were killing each other, and in an instant, someone was killed. Die for me. Kill. The battle was incomparably fierce. Everyone's eyes were red as they fought with their lives on the line. At this moment, the purple-robed young man, Lu Ming, and the others, who had been slightly behind, had also arrived. Their figures flickered, but they did not participate in the battle. Instead, they rushed toward the top of the tree. Just as they were about to reach the tree, another change occurred. Clang, clang, clang. The leaves on the tree shook, and the sound of swords rang out. Then, some of the leaves fell off and shot toward Lu Ming and the others like pitch-black swords. Pooh! One of the immeasurable sacred grounds experts was unable to dodge in time and was split in half by a leaf. Blood splattered everywhere as his corpse fell to the ground. Many people's eyes narrowed. There was also a leaf that charged toward Lu Ming. It was like a peerlessly sharp divine sword. Lu Ming did not dare to be careless and stabbed his spear. Clang! When the spear stabbed the leaf, the sound of metal clashing could be heard. The leaf was sent flying by Lu Ming, but the spear in Lu Ming's hand kept vibrating. Lu Ming felt a terrifying sword energy flowing along the spear and into his palm. Lu Ming felt a tearing pain in his palm, as if it was about to be torn apart by the sword energy. Block it for me! Lu Ming shouted. The divine energy in his body surged and poured into his palm, pushing against the sword energy. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, the sword chi was forced out of Lu Ming's palm and turned into streaks of sword chi that flew into the air and disappeared. What a terrifying sword chi! What a terrifying leaf! Lu Ming was secretly shocked. If even Lu Ming was like this, Then those with insufficient cultivation were even worse off. More and more people screamed. Although some people managed to block the leaves, the sword chi entered their bodies and burst out, tearing their bodies apart. Even their souls couldn't escape. In an instant, dozens of people died. All those below the heavenly god stage, back off. The purple-robed young man roared. Those below the heavenly god realm would not be able to withstand the sword chi of these leaves. If they rushed forward, they would only die. Those below the heavenly god realm retreated one after another, not daring to charge forward. The purple-robed young man, the third young master of the Ice Soul clan, and the holy son of the invincible Kenzo, the strongest group of people, continued to charge forward. Their combat strength was astonishing, and they sent the leaves flying. Clang, clang, clang. As they approached the fruit, the entire tree shook even more violently. More and more leaves shook, emitting a dense sword hum. Then more leaves fell, and sword chi soared into the sky, attacking the purple-robed young man and the others. The most shocking thing was that these leaves seemed to faintly form a sword formation with boundless power. The purple-robed young man, the third young master of the Ice Soul clan, and the other holy sons were blocked, unable to charge forward. Damn it! These people's expressions were unsightly. The treasure was so close, but it was blocked by some leaves. This tree is really strange. Lu Ming retreated a distance and did not charge forward. Looking at these leaves, he was secretly amazed. The leaves of a tree were like divine swords, and sword chi soared into the sky. They were incomparably sharp, and they could form a sword formation. This was really unheard of. Don't. At this moment, Lu Ming's heart began to beat faster. Lu Ming had a feeling that he could dodge the attacks of these leaves. It was a strange feeling. I'll try controlling the ancient god heart. Lu Ming's heart moved, and he controlled the ancient god heart, causing it to beat faster. A strange aura enveloped Lu Ming's body. This was the aura of an ancient god. Then, Lu Ming once again charged toward the crown of the tree. Bush. Immediately, a few leaves whizzed out and charged toward Lu Ming. The sword aura whizzed and Lu Ming's body tensed up all of a sudden. Is it useless? Lu Ming's eyes narrowed, and he prepared to block. But at this moment, when these leaves were a distance away from Lu Ming, they suddenly changed direction and flew past Lu Ming. It really works! Lu Ming was overjoyed. Immediately, Lu Ming increased his speed and rushed toward the fruit at the crown of the tree. When the leaves rushed toward Lu Ming, they seemed to have grown eyes, and all of them went around Lu Ming. What's going on? The purple-robed young man and the other's eyes almost popped out. These leaves did not attack Lu Ming. Without the obstruction of the sword-shaped leaves, Lu Ming was only a few thousand meters away from the fruit. In almost an instant, Lu Ming had reached the fruit. However, Lu Ming did not dare to be careless. While activating the ancient god heart, Lu Ming also set up layers of defense on the surface of his body. Then he reached out to pick the fruit. To Lu Ming's surprise, Lu Ming easily picked the fruit. It was light as a feather, as if it was weightless. Lu Ming was overjoyed and directly put the fruit into his storage ring. Then, his figure flashed and he quickly retreated. In the blink of an eye, he was out of the attack range of the leaves. Brat, hand over the treasure. The purple-robed young man's eyes were red. He roared and jumped away from several leaves. His figure rapidly retreated, and he chased after Lu Ming. You dare to snatch the treasure? You're courting death. Take him down. The invincible Kenzo's holy son and the immeasurable sacred ground's holy son roared and chased after Lu Ming. At the same time, the other experts of the major forces also chased after Lu Ming. The agreement just now belongs to whoever obtains it. You want to go back on your word? The Ice Soul clan's third young master shouted. At the same time, he waved his hand, and a cold palm energy blasted toward the immeasurable sacred ground's holy son, blocking his retreat. The other experts of the Ice Soul clan also took action, blocking the immeasurable sacred ground's people. However, the Mystic Academies and the invincible Kenzo's people did not stop them. Under the lead of the purple-robed young man and the invincible Kenzo's holy son, they quickly chased after Lu Ming. At this time, Lu Ming had already rushed up the stone pillars. He leaped from the stone pillars and fled outside. Lu Ming, hand over the treasure. Otherwise, even if you escape to the ends of the earth, I will kill you. The purple-robed young man's voice was filled with killing intent. He kept increasing his speed and rushed toward Lu Ming. The invincible Kenzo S and the Mystic Academy's people also rushed into the stone pillars. The strongest group of people from the two major forces were far stronger than Lu Ming. Their speed was astonishing, and they quickly closed in on Lu Ming. Chapter 28:28. The purple-robed young man and the others were closing in on Lu Ming, but Lu Ming's expression remained calm. At this moment, he was activating the ancient god's heart to try to control the statues below. Thump, thump, thump. The ancient god's heart beat rapidly, and a mysterious and invisible aura spread out like waves, sweeping across the statues. At this moment, Lu Ming had a feeling that these statues were kneeling at Lu Ming's feet, obeying Lu Ming's orders. Move! Lu Ming tried to control a few of the statues, and they really moved. Their cold gazes swept across the purple-robed young man and the others. It really works. Very well, then I'll send you on your way today. A cold, murderous intent flashed in Lu Ming's eyes. Then, Lu Ming activated the ancient god's heart to try to control the statues. He realized that he could control at least a few dozen statues. A few dozen statues were enough. Attack! Lu Ming's mind moved, and the dozens of statues suddenly rushed up, waving all kinds of weapons as they attacked the purple-robed young man, the invincible Kenzo, and the others. What's going on? The purple-robed young man and the others were shocked. Shouldn't they be fine if they were on the stone pillars? Why would the statues suddenly attack them? There was no time to think, and they could only resist with all their might. However, the statues' attacks suddenly changed. They no longer attacked the purple-robed young man and the others, but the stone pillars under their feet. Boom, boom. The stone pillars under the feet of at least a dozen people, including the purple-robed young man, the invincible Kenzo, and the others, crumbled. Just like Lu Ming, when the stone pillars crumbled, a large number of statues immediately sensed them and charged at them. They wanted to dodge, but it was too late. Bam, bam. More than a dozen experts were sent flying by the statues and fell to the ground. A few of the weaker ones were directly killed. Then even more statues charged at the purple-robed young man and the others. Screams rang out continuously as people were killed. Soon, only the purple-robed young man, the invincible Kenzo, and the other 8 strongest people were left. Ah, what's going on? Damn it. The purple-robed young man and the others roared and charged madly, trying to break out of the encirclement. However, there were too few of them and there were too many statues. Lu Ming controlled dozens of statues, and they had no way to break out. Everyone's eyes. The young man. The purple-robed young man hollered. He looked at Lu Ming, his eyes full of malevolent murderous intent. The purple-robed young man roared. That's right. I'm the invincible Kenzo's chosen son. If I die here, the invincible Kenzo will annihilate your entire family. The invincible Kenzo's chosen son roared. I'm so scared. Do you think I'm scared? Lu Ming yelled. His face was cold. Letting these people out would mean that the other party would seek revenge. How could that be? No matter what, the other party wanted to kill him. He would kill them back, regardless of which faction they were from. The large group of statues charged at the purple-robed young man and the others. Some of the statues were more than 10 meters tall, and their strength was astonishing. The people trapped by the statues were killed one after another. Soon, only the purple-robed young man and the invincible Kenzo's chosen son were left. Both of them were seriously injured, and it seemed like they would not be able to hold on much longer. No. I don't want to die. Lu Ming, I beg you, let me go. The purple-robed young man was begging for mercy. However, Lu Ming's face was cold and he was unmoved. The invincible Kenzo's chosen son's head was crushed by a 10-meter-tall statue, and he died on the spot. No. The purple-robed young man almost went crazy from fright. He screamed hysterically. At this moment, he was filled with regret. He regretted provoking Lu Ming. In the next moment, the purple-robed young man followed in the footsteps of the invincible Kenzo's chosen son. He was struck by a stone sword and died on the spot. The Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo's two chosen sons and a dozen experts were all dead. They had been killed by Lu Ming. The immeasurable Holy Land's chosen son had already stopped fighting with the Ice Soul race's third young master. At this moment, his face was as pale as snow, filled with lingering fear. Just now, if the Ice Soul race's third young master hadn't stopped him, he would have followed in the purple-robed young man's footsteps and died here. It was unknown what means Lu Ming had used to be able to control those statues. Lu Ming, you killed my Mystic Academy's chosen son. My Mystic Academy won't let you off. Just wait for your death. The invincible Kenzo won't let you off either. Roars came from the distance. At this moment, the other members of the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo had already charged out of the range of the stone pillars. They roared as they flew. Courting death, Lu Ming said coldly. He controlled the statues to chase after those people. Those people trembled in fright and then did their best to charge out. However, flying snakes flew out of the forest and attacked them. They were even more frightened and did their best to charge out. Very soon, Lu Ming dashed past the area of the stone pillars. However, at this moment, he stopped because he discovered that the dozens of statues had also persevered and did not follow Lu Ming out. They can't come out? Lu Ming frowned. He tried a few times, but it was to no avail. It seems that these statues can't leave this formation. What a pity! What a pity! Lu Ming sighed. These statues were very strong, especially those over 10 meters tall. They were much stronger than him. If he could bring them out, they would be of great help to him. He wouldn't have to fear the Tianhong's chosen son and Fuko anymore. If he had the chance, he might even be able to kill them. Unfortunately, he couldn't bring them out now. This idea was ruined. Lu Ming didn't chase after the people of the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo. There were still many experts left. With Lu Ming's strength, he wouldn't be able to kill them. Instead, he would be killed by them. Brother Lu, you're amazing. Bingqing and the others walked along the stone pillars and looked at Lu Ming in surprise. I don't know what's going on either. Lu Ming smiled and looked at the people of the immeasurable holy ground in the depths of the stone pillars. The people of the immeasurable holy ground didn't dare to step on the stone pillars. Brother Bingqing, let's go, Lu Ming said. Lu Ming understood that if he didn't leave, the people of the immeasurable holy ground wouldn't step on the stone pillars. He couldn't kill them even if he wanted to. Bingqing and the others nodded and rushed out together. When they rushed out of the forest, the people of the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo were already gone. Chapter 28-29. Brother Lu, where are you going next? You've killed 2 saints from the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo. I'm afraid those 2 forces won't let you go, Bingqing said. She was worried about Lu Ming. Holy Sun-level characters were the top geniuses in any faction, and there would not be many of them. Every one of them had the chance to compete for the position of the future sect leader. Their future was limitless. Any force would be heartbroken if such a person was killed. The elites from the 2 forces would probably go crazy and hunt down Lu Ming. Even if Lu Ming trained in the wild, the other forces would probably send a large number of elites to kill Lu Ming. Lu Ming furrowed his brows. He hadn't thought this through. It wasn't safe to return to the Kongxian school's base. The Kongxian school was only one of the top 10 sects in the Qintian galaxy. Although it was the top sect, it was still weaker than the 3 overlords. If the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo attacked the Kongxian school's base, the Kongxian school might not be able to protect him. Brother Lu, why don't you come with us to the Ice Soul clan's base? The Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo are strong, but the Ice Soul clan isn't afraid of them. Bingqing invited. That's right. You're the Ice Soul clan's benefactor. We'll do our best to protect you. The 3rd young master of the Ice Soul clan said. Lu Ming had helped the Ice Soul clan retrieve the Ice Jade Heart. This was a great help to the Ice Soul clan. The Ice Jade Heart could help the Ice Soul Clan produce more prodigies. It was the hope of the Ice Soul Clan's rise. They were grateful to Lu Ming. "Thank you, everyone." Lu Ming cupped his fists and said. He thought for a while. It was indeed the best time to go to the Ice Soul Clan's base. The group immediately set off for the Ice Soul Clan's base. The Ice Soul Clan's base was built in a forbidden land. It was tall and majestic. A large number of Ice Soul Clan members moved around in the base. It had become a big city. When they arrived at the Ice Soul Clan's base, Bing Qing and the third young master of the Ice Soul Clan brought Lu Ming to meet the only God King of the Ice Soul Clan. They told God King what had happened. "Little brother Lu Ming, you can stay here. If the Hybrid Demon Academy and the Immortal Sword Sect want to touch you, they have to go through my Ice Soul Clan first." The Ice Soul race's divine king was extremely domineering. God King, of course. Lu God King. At this moment, furious roars could be heard from the bases of the Hybrid Demon Academy and the Indestructible Sword Sect. "Lu Ming, how dare you kill the chosen one of the Mystic Academy? How dare you? Men, come with me to the Kongshen School's base." A roar came from the Mystic Academy's base. Then, a large number of elites charged toward the Kongshen School's base. Similarly, a roar came from the Invincible Kenzo's base. Then, a large number of elites flew out of the Invincible Kenzo's base and charged toward the Kongshen School's base. The Kongshen School's base was bustling with people. Since the exit had disappeared and they could not leave, everyone was at ease. They stayed in this world and cultivated for the time being. Don't. Suddenly, the dull sound of war drums came from the Kongshen School's base. The war drums are beating. What's going on? Is a large number of demons attacking the city? It can't be. I've never seen them before. Many people were shocked. The Kongshen sect had set up war drums in their base as a precaution. If something big happened, they would sound the war drums and let everyone prepare for battle. But ever since the base was built, the war drums had never been sounded. Why would they sound the war drums now? There was no time to think. Everyone in the Kongshen School's base moved and flew toward the city walls. They flew up the city walls and saw a large group of elites in the distance. They were aggressively flying toward the base with murderous intent. The Mystic Academy. They're from the Mystic Academy. Why are so many people from the Mystic Academy heading toward the Kongshen School's base? I don't know. They don't look friendly. You guys, that's the Invincible Kenzo over there. The Kongshen School students were discussing among themselves. Suddenly, someone shouted. Everyone was even more shocked. Their faces turned serious because another group of people was flying toward them from another direction. These people were carrying long swords on their backs. They were from the Invincible Kenzo. The Mystic Academy and the Invincible Kenzo's army stopped outside the Kongshen School's base. Their cold aura and terrifying pressure spread toward the Kongshen School's base. Many people's faces changed. "The two of you, may I know why you've come to my Kongshen sect's base?" A deep voice came from the depths of the Kongshen School's base. Then, a middle-aged man appeared in the sky. Divine King. The Kongshen School students calmed down when they saw the middle-aged man. This middle-aged man was the Divine King sent by the Kongshen School. "Wu Wei, we are here today for one of the Kongshen School students. His name is Lu Ming. Hand him over." A cold voice came from the direction of the Mystic Academy. Then, a figure appeared in the sky above the Mystic Academy's students. He was surrounded by a divine light. The Divine King. It was also the Divine King from the Mystic Academy. What? They are here for Lu Ming? The Mystic Academy is here for Lu Ming. What did Lu Ming do to attract the Mystic Academy students? Even the Divine King is here. Upon hearing this, the people from the Kongshen sect began to guess. They were curious about what Lu Ming had done. "What about you?" The Kongshen School's Divine King, Wu Wei, looked in the direction of the Invincible Kenzo. "We are also here for Lu Ming." Hand over Lu Ming. Another figure appeared in the sky above the Invincible Kenzo. It was the Invincible Kenzo's Divine King. The God Kings overseeing the two major powers had appeared. The Kongshen School students were even more shocked. Both factions were here for Lu Ming. Lu Ming, what happened to you? Ouyang Qingxiang whispered in the Kongxian school's base. At the same time, Yu Linglong, Wu Zifeng, and Hai, and Lu Chang were also there. They were worried. This time, both factions' divine kings were here. They knew something big must have happened. Lu Ming is merely a junior disciple of my Kongxian sect. What exactly did he do for the two of you to mobilize so many people? The Kongxian school's divine king, Wu Wei, also asked curiously. It doesn't matter if I tell you. The Mystic Academy's chosen one died at the hands of Lu Ming in the dark battle. The Mystic Academy's divine king said coldly. The invincible Kenzo's chosen one, Jian Xing, also died at the hands of Lu Ming. Lu Ming must pay with his life. The invincible Kenzo's divine king's voice was sonorous. The Kongxian school's base was in an uproar. Almost everyone in the Kongxian school was stunned. The Mystic Academy's chosen one and the invincible Kenzo's chosen one died at the hands of Lu Ming? Is this for real? That was someone at the level of a saint. Could Lu Ming kill someone at the level of a saint? Chapter 28:30. Everyone in the Kongxian school was shocked. They were well aware of Lu Ming's abilities. Not long ago, he could only compete with the people on the real god ranking list. How could he possibly kill people at the level of a son of saint, and two of them at that? How is that possible? The Tianhong Saint and Fuko Seiko were also resting in the Kongxian school's base. They shook their heads in disbelief after hearing the news. Could Lu Ming kill someone at the level of a saint? They knew the Dark Warrior Saint of the Mystic Academy and the Sword Star Saint of the Invincible Kenzo. They were as strong as they were. If Lu Ming could kill Dark Warrior and Sword Star, wouldn't he be able to kill them too? This, Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, Wu Zifeng, and Hai, and the others looked at each other in disbelief. Wu Wei, the divine king of the Kongxian school, was also stunned. This matter was also beyond his expectations. They finally understood why the two superpowers had mobilized so many people. Even the divine king had come. The death of a saint was indeed a big deal. You two must have misunderstood. Lu Ming is just a new disciple of the Kongxian school. How could he kill two saints? Wu Wei said after sorting out his thoughts. If it wasn't true, why would we come here? The divine king of the Mystic Academy said coldly. That's right, Wu Wei. Cut the crap and hand over Lu Ming. The divine king of the invincible Kenzo was even more domineering. The two of you, this is the land of the ancient god. There are always risks associated with killing outside. Death is a common occurrence. If Lu Ming really killed the two of you, it doesn't make sense for you to kill your way into the Kongxian sect, right? Many of the disciples of the Kongxian school died at the hands of the two superpowers when they were outside. Wu Wei's voice turned cold as he spoke in a displeased tone. It was normal to die while adventuring and fighting outside. If one was afraid of dying outside, they might as well stay at home and not go out. Wu Wei, are you mocking the holy son of the Mystic Academy for being weak? The Mystic Academy's godly king's voice turned gloomy as a powerful aura emanated from his body. If it was a normal battle, I wouldn't say a word if the disciples of the Mystic Academy were killed. But this time, it was your Kongxian school's disciple, Lu Ming, who used despicable means to harm our Mystic Academy's holy prince, and Zhan. Other than that, there were 8 other heavenly gods from the 1st to the 5th layer. Does that Lu Ming have the strength to do so? The divine king of the Mystic Academy questioned loudly. That's right. That Lu Ming also used despicable means to assassinate our invincible Kenzo's holy son and other experts. The invincible Kenzo's godly king added. I see. It was an assassination attempt. No wonder, almost everyone in the Kongxian school believed the godly king's words. That was the only explanation. They found it hard to believe that Lu Ming had killed 2 of their holy sons in a head-on battle. I see. The heavenly Hong holy son and Fuko Seiko heaved a sigh of relief in their hearts. It turned out that Lu Ming had relied on an Hai to kill Zhan and Jian Xing, and not his true strength. They were relieved. This kid dared to assassinate the invincible Kenzo, the Mystic Academy's holy son. This time, I don't even need to do anything. He's dead for sure. The heavenly Hong Holy Sun and Fuko Seiko cheered up when they thought of this. The Kongxian school's godly king, Wu Wei, fell silent. If that was the case, he had no reason to stop them. Wu Wei, hand over Lu Ming now. We don't have time to waste. The invincible Kenzo's godly king berated. Wu Wei frowned. He was also in a difficult position. Lu Ming was the Kongxian school's holy son. Naturally, he was unwilling to hand him over. However, he couldn't protect Lu Ming against two godly kings even if he wanted to. The two of you have come at the wrong time. Lu Ming isn't in the Kongxian school's base. I can't hand him over even if I wanted to. Wu Wei's gaze shifted as he spoke. In fact, he didn't know whether Lu Ming was in the base or not. He had made up this excuse because he didn't want to hand over Lu Ming. I'll know whether he's here or not with my spiritual senses. The Mystic Academy's godly king said coldly. His spiritual senses burst out like a vast ocean and swept towards the Kongxian school's base. How dare you search the Kongxian school's base as you wish? Wu Wei's face darkened. His powerful spiritual senses also burst out and blocked the spiritual senses of the Mystic Academy's godly king. Wu Wei, do you think you can stop the two of us by yourself? Dream on. Let me take you on. The invincible Kenzo's godly king said. Then, a sword chime shook the 9 heavens. A dazzling sword ray suddenly appeared in the sky and stood tall between heaven and earth. It was unknown how long or how big it was, but it blotted out the sky and covered the sun as it slashed towards the Kongxian school's base. Wu Wei's face changed. Dazzling divine power burst out from his body. His body soared into the sky and turned into a rainbow light as he charged towards the gigantic sword ray. Boom! It was as if the entire world was trembling. The power of the godly king was terrifying. Both of them had controlled their divine power so that it did not leak out. Otherwise, the tremors would have been even more shocking. The two of them exchanged a blow and faced each other in the sky. A terrifying pressure emanated from them. As a result, Wu Wei no longer had the ability to stop the Mystic Academy's godly king. The Mystic Academy's godly king snorted coldly. He took a step forward and appeared in the sky above the Kongxian school's base. His powerful spiritual senses swept out, but after a while, his face darkened. As expected, Lu Ming is not here. The Mystic Academy's godly king said coldly. Wu Wei was relieved when he heard this. Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others also heaved a sigh of relief. Although they did not see Lu Ming in the base, they were still worried that Lu Ming might be in seclusion somewhere in the base. That would be dangerous. Not here? The invincible Kenzo's godly king's face darkened. I know. Lu Ming is not in the Kongxian school's base. He might be in the base of the Ice Soul race. Lu Ming is close to the Ice Soul race. A prodigy from the Mystic Academy shouted. This person was one of the prodigies from the Mystic Academy. He had seen Lu Ming being close to Bingqing and the others. The Ice Soul race. The Mystic Academy's godly king and the invincible Kenzo's godly king narrowed their eyes. The Ice Soul race was not something the Kongxian school could bully. The Ice Soul clan was one of the 2 most powerful clans in the Qintian galaxy. They were even more powerful than the Hybrid Demon Academy or the Immortal Sword Sect. Unless the 2 clans worked together, they would not be able to compete with the Ice Soul clan. However, they were unwilling to give up just like that. The 2 of them looked at each other and saw the determination in each other's eyes. It's useless even if he hides in the Ice Soul race. He must pay with his life for using despicable means to harm the saint of the Mystic Academy. The Mystic Academy's godly king said coldly, Let's go. Let's go to the Ice Soul race and get him back. Then, he took the lead and flew toward the Ice Soul race. P.S. Dear readers, I'm the Shepherd Boy Tingzhu. I'm recommending a free app that supports downloading, listening to books, 0 ads, and multiple reading modes. Readers, please follow me. Chapter 2831. The Mystic Academy's King of Gods led his men to attack the Ice Soul race. At the same time, the invincible Kenzo's King of Gods led his men to attack the Ice Soul race. Let's go and take a look. Let's go together. Everyone from the Kongxian school was curious and wanted to know the result of this battle. They followed the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo toward the Ice Soul race. Lu Ming, I hope you're not in the Ice Soul race. Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others muttered as they followed the crowd toward the Ice Soul race. Lu Ming, I hope you're in the Ice Soul race. The Great Sky Saint and Fuko Seiko's eyes flashed coldly. They both hoped that Lu Ming would be killed by the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo if he was in the Ice Soul race. A group of people flew toward the Ice Soul race. When they got close to the Ice Soul race's base, the Ice Soul race's base was alerted and war drums sounded. Countless people from the Ice Soul race's base flew toward the city walls. It's the invincible Kenzo. The Mystic Academy and the Kongxian School are following them. What are they doing in the Ice Soul race's base? Looks like they don't have good intentions. Many people from the Ice Soul race whispered among themselves. Oh no, the invincible Kenzo and the Mystic Academy are really here. Hurry up and inform Brother Lu. Bing Qing's expression changed when she saw the invincible Kenzo and the Mystic Academy. She flew toward a stone house in the Ice Soul race's base. The Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo's people stopped outside the Ice Soul race's base. Why have you brought so many people to my Ice Soul clan in such an aggressive manner? What do you want? The Ice Spirit clan's divine king stepped out and came to the sky. His voice was cold. Brother Bing, we're here to ask the Ice Soul clan if a boy named Lu Ming from the Kongxian school is in the Ice Soul clan. The divine king from the Mystic Academy spoke. However, he was much more polite to the divine king from the Ice Soul clan. No comment. You can leave now. The Ice Spirit race's divine king said coldly. Brother Bing, this person used despicable means to kill our holy sons and other experts. We must capture this person. Furthermore, our people saw that Lu Ming was very close to the people of your Ice Soul clan. If that person is really in your Ice Soul clan, Brother Bing, it would be better for you to hand him over so as to avoid damaging our relationship. The king of invincible Kenzo said. Hurt the harmony? So what if it hurts our friendship? The Ice Soul race's god king sneered. You, the king of invincible Kenzo's face turned ugly. He had been polite enough, but the other party did not give him any face. That Lu Ming must be in the Ice Soul clan. The third young master of the Ice Soul clan has returned. They were together before this. A disciple from the Mystic Academy shouted and pointed at the third young master of the Ice Soul clan. Brother Bing, it seems like Lu Ming is really in your Ice Soul clan. I think you should hand him over. The king of Mystic Academy said. I've already said that I'll tell you. Why are you still not leaving? Do you want to start a war with my Ice Soul clan? The Ice Soul race's god king was still domineering. The king of Mystic Academy and the king of invincible Kenzo's faces turned ugly. They looked at each other and a trace of determination flashed in their eyes. Today, they had mobilized a large force to come here. If they were to retreat because of a few rude words from the Ice Soul race's god king, they would lose face. Moreover, they weren't afraid of the Ice Soul clan even if they joined forces. Brother Bing, you have to understand that this is the ancient god world, not the Qintian starfield. Each of our forces can only send one god king here. The king of invincible Kenzo said coldly. Are you threatening me? The Ice Soul race's god king's eyes narrowed and a terrifying chill spread out. I'm not threatening you. I'm just stating the truth. The king of invincible Kenzo said and became aggressive. A sword light flickered around his body and a terrifying sword intent seemed like it was going to explode at any time. That's right. If Brother Bing really wants to be our enemy, we can only spar with you. The god king of the Hybrid Demon Academy said coldly. His powerful aura was faintly discernible. The Ice Soul race's god king's face turned ugly. He had no chance of winning against two god kings. This time, each of the major forces could only send one god king. Without a doubt, they were all powerful god kings. This was especially true for the god kings of Invincible Kenzo and the Mystic Academy. None of them were weaker than him. If they really wanted to fight, he wouldn't be able to stop them. As for those below the god king level, the difference between them and the god kings was too great. There was no way they could compete. Brother Bing, You'd better hand Lu Ming over so as not to hurt our friendship. The king of invincible Kenzo's sword light became stronger and stronger. A terrifying sword intent locked onto the Ice Soul Race's God King. Lu Ming, get out here. At this moment, the king of Mystic Academy's roar shook the entire base of the Ice Soul Race. Previously, Lu Ming had been cultivating in a stone house in the Ice Soul Race's base and studying the stone fruit. The fruit was the size of a wash basin and was round in shape. There were strange patterns on it, but Lu Ming couldn't figure out the use of the fruit even after studying it for a long time. They also couldn't figure out the bone-seeking demon and the quantifying formula. Lu Ming could only put it away and slowly study it in the future. At this moment, Bing Qing rushed in hurriedly. Brother Lu, this is bad. The people from the Mystic Academy and the Invincible Kenzo are really here. Even the King of Gods is here. Bing Qing said. Even the King of Gods is here. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. He didn't expect the other party to mobilize so many people. Even the King of Gods in the base was here. But don't worry. Even if their King of Gods is here, the King of Gods of the Ice Soul Race won't hand you over. Bing Qing said with a firm expression. Lu Ming, get out here. At this moment, a roar came from afar and shook the entire base. Bing Qing and Lu Ming's expressions changed. It seems that the other party is very strong, Lu Ming said. Lu Ming, get out here. You won't be able to escape today. The roar came again. Lu Ming, you can't go out. Our King of Gods will stop them, Bing Qing said hurriedly. It's hard to say. It seems that the other party is very strong. Moreover, if the Mystic Academy and the Invincible Kenzo join forces, even the King of Gods of the nobility race won't be able to stop them. If it's a blessing, it's not a curse. If it's a curse, it can't be avoided. Since that's the case, let's go out and take a look. Lu Ming was a decisive person. After saying that, he took large strides and flew out. Bing Qing followed behind Lu Ming anxiously. Soon, Lu Ming flew to the wall of the Ice Soul Race's base. That's Lu Ming. Lu Ming is here. A disciple of the Mystic Academy pointed at Lu Ming and shouted. Everyone's gaze turned to Lu Ming. Some were ferocious, some were curious, some were filled with killing intent, and some were worried. Oh no, Lu Ming is really in the Ice Soul Race's base. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others were worried. On the other hand, the Tianhong Saint and Fuko Seiko were overjoyed. Chapter 28-32. Seeing that Lu Ming had really appeared, the Skybright Saint's son and Fuko Seiko were elated. Today, the Invincible Kenzo and the Divine King of the Mystic Academy were so powerful that they didn't even give face to the Ice Spirit race. Lu Ming was doomed. Looks like this kid is really here. Get over here. The Divine King of the Hybrid Demon Academy hollered coldly. He raised his palm and a powerful suction force erupted from it. It sucked Lu Ming in, wanting to suck him over. The Divine King of the Ice Spirit race snorted coldly as he took a step forward. A terrifying chill burst out and shattered the suction force of the Mystic Academy's Divine King. Brother Ice, are you determined to fight with us? The Divine King of the Mystic Academy said coldly. So what if we fight? The Divine King of the Ice Spirit race retorted. If you want to fight, I'll fight with you. I'm just afraid that you won't be able to stop us alone. The Divine King of the Mystic Academy shouted angrily as a violent energy burst out from his body. Everyone in the area felt a strong pressure. At the same time, the Divine King of the Invincible Kenzo also released a terrifying sword intent that pressed down on the Divine King of the Ice Spirit race. The Divine King of the Ice Spirit race took a step back. Suddenly, Lu Ming burst out laughing. Kid, what are you laughing at? The Divine King of the Mystic Academy glanced coldly at Lu Ming. Two Divine Kings, it's my honor to bring so many experts to capture a junior like me. That's why I'm laughing. Lu Ming said loudly, also, I'm curious. Why are the two of you here to capture me? You used despicable means to harm the saints of our two sections. Why can't we capture you? The Divine King of the Mystic Academy said. Despicable means? What a joke. Lu Ming laughed heartily. and Zhan and Jianxing led a group of experts to hunt me down. However, they were too arrogant. I took advantage of the terrain and controlled a large formation to trap and kill them. You call this despicable? You call this assassination? Do we have to rely on brute force when fighting for treasures outside? Intelligence won't do. Lu Ming asked continuously. Nonsense. The Divine King of the Mystic Academy shouted coldly. Why should I listen to his nonsense? Just take him down. The invincible Kenzo said coldly. With that, he stepped forward to capture Lu Ming. However, at this moment, a powerful aura came from the sky and locked onto the invincible Kenzo Divine King. Wu Wei, you want to interfere too? The invincible Kenzo Divine King looked up with a cold expression. Nonsense. Lu Ming is a disciple of the Kongxian school. How can I let you take him away just because you want to? Wu Wei stepped down, his god force surging as he locked onto the invincible Kenzo Divine King. Previously, he was alone and could not stop the other party. However, with the help of the Icy Soul Race's Divine King, he had nothing to fear. Lu Ming has already said that he was chased first. Then, he controlled a large formation to trap and kill the two of you. He relied on his intelligence. How can you say that he's despicable? If he can't even use formations, why would he cultivate them? Wu Wei replied mockingly. The invincible Kenzo Divine King's expression turned ugly at the Mystic Academy's Divine King. With Wu Wei here and the Icy Soul Race's Divine King, they would not be able to gain any advantage. Phew! Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others breathed a sigh of relief. With Wu Wei's help, Lu Ming would be safe. They were relieved. Damn it, why is this kid so lucky? The Great Sky Saint, Fuko Seiko, and the others were unhappy. Everyone, please leave. The Icy Soul Race does not welcome you. The Icy Soul Race's Divine King waved his hand. This is the matter of the 13 sects of Qin Tian. The Icy Soul Race is meddling in other people's business. Since that's the case, the Flame Race will play with you. At this moment, a deep voice sounded from afar. As soon as the voice sounded, a figure appeared in the sky. It was a middle-aged man with a burly and muscular body. His skin was scarlet red and exuded a terrifyingly high temperature. It was someone from the Flame Race. Moreover, it was a Divine King from the Flame Race. The Icy Soul Race's Divine King's expression turned ugly. Wu Wei's expression also darkened. On the other hand, the invincible Kenzo Divine King from the Mystic Academy rejoiced. The Flame Race and the Icy Soul Race were mortal enemies. The appearance of the Flame Race's Divine King would definitely not help the Icy Soul Race. The two of you, I'll block the Icy Soul Race's Divine King for you. If you want to take him, go ahead. The Flame Race's Divine King sneered as a scorching aura spread towards the Icy Soul Race's Divine King. Oh no! Not only Wu Wei, but the Icy Soul Race's Divine King's expression changed. Bing Qing, Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others' expressions changed drastically. Originally, Lu Ming was already safe. Who would have thought that the Flame Race's Divine King would appear at this crucial moment and break the stalemate? The strength of both sides tilted once again. This kid is destined to die here. The Great Sky Saint, Fuko Seiko, and the others laughed in their hearts. They were so happy that they could die. Wu Wei, let's see how you're going to block this. The invincible Kenzo Divine King released a powerful aura and locked onto Wu Wei. The Mystic Academy's Divine King was also preparing to attack. A battle was about to break out. Fight! Lu Ming gritted his teeth and decided to ignite his ancient god heart. He knew that with his cultivation, even if he ignited his ancient god heart, his battle strength was still worlds apart from a Divine King's. There was no way he could stop a Divine King. However, it wasn't his style to just sit and wait for death to come. Even if he died, he had to fight. At this critical moment, a roar suddenly came from afar. In the next moment, there were more and more roars, layer after layer, wave after wave. It was like a wave, and it was incomparably terrifying. What's going on? Many people's expressions changed drastically. The sky shook and the earth shook. In the distance, a group of people flew over in panic. They were all from the Icy Soul race. It was obvious that these people had been adventuring outside and were now flying back in a sorry state. Oh no, it's the beast tide. It's the demon tide. Quickly enter the city. Those from the Icy Soul race screamed in fear. What? Demon tide? Many people were shocked. This was especially so for the few godly kings, who had exceptional eyesight. They could already see that in the distance, countless fiendish demons were roaring and charging towards them. There were so many of them that it was hard to count. Among them, there were many terrifying fiendish demons. There were countless heavenly gods among them. So many demons! Even the divine king's expressions changed. At this moment, the divine kings of the Mystic Academy, Invincible Kenzo, Kongxian School, and the divine king of the Flaming Flame race received the news at the same time. Outside their base, they also discovered countless fiendish demons attacking their base. Chapter 28:33. Countless fiendish demons were rushing toward the bases. The godly kings could no longer remain calm. There were still many disciples in their bases. If the fiendish demons broke through, they would suffer great losses. Damn it! Let's go back to the base. The Mystic Academy's godly king roared. At this moment, he could no longer care about taking down Lu Ming. On Lu Ming's side, there were Wu Wei and the Divine King from the Ice Soul clan. Even if they added the Divine King from the Flaming Flame clan, there would be 3 of them. However, if Wu Wei and the Divine King from the Ice Soul clan went all out to stop them, they would not be able to take Lu Ming down in a short time. If that happened, their bases would be in danger. Let's go! The invincible Kenzo's godly king roared. Although he was unwilling, he had no choice but to return to the base first. The Mystic Academies and the invincible Kenzo's godly kings rushed back to their respective bases with the elites of the 2 sections. They disappeared in the blink of an eye. Let's go back too. Wu Wei shouted. A large number of fiendish demons had appeared outside the Kongxian School's base. He led the people of the Kongxian School back to the base. The Flaming Race's godly king flashed and disappeared without a trace. Only the people of the Ice Spirit race were left at the scene. Lu Ming did not follow them back to the Kongxian School. He planned to stay with the Ice Spirit race for the time being. The people of the Ice Spirit race outside quickly rushed into the Ice Spirit race's base. Pay attention to the defense. The Ice Spirit race's godly king ordered. Buzz, buzz. Numerous magical symbols appeared on the city wall of the Ice Soul clan's base, forming a grand defensive spell formation. The roars became louder and louder. It was as if thousands of fiendish demons were roaring at the same time. It was a shocking scene. Rumble. Countless fiendish demons were running on the ground or flying in the sky. They were charging toward the base. So many. The people of the Ice Spirit race were shocked when they saw the number of fiendish demons. Lu Ming's face turned grave. There were too many fiendish demons. Moreover, the number of powerful fiendish demons was shocking. With so many fiendish demons, it would be difficult for the Ice Soul clan to fend them off with their current strength. Fortunately, they had godly king experts. With godly king experts guarding them, they were as stable as a fortress. The Ice Soul clan's god king was not in the formation. He was standing outside the base. Frozen world. The Ice Soul race's divine king shouted coldly. His body emitted a terrifying chill as he struck out with his palm. Crush. A terrifying wave of cold spread towards the group of demons and demons. In an instant, the ground and the sky were completely frozen. Endless ice appeared, and countless demons were frozen into ice cubes. Be it true God realm fiendish demons or heavenly God realm fiendish demons, all of them were instantly frozen into ice cubes. Bang, bang. The demons flying in the sky were frozen into ice cubes and fell to the ground, shattering into pieces. In an instant, at least tens of thousands of demons were killed. What terrifying strength! Is this the strength of a god king? Lu Ming was shocked. His current combat strength was already considered decent. He could easily kill a first-level heavenly god. He could even put up a fight against a second-level heavenly god. As for Qiuqiu, it could easily kill a third-level heavenly god. But compared to a god king, it was much weaker. You're ignorant and inexperienced. What's the big deal? Back then, I personally saw an expert controlling the ancient origin character, Ice. With one move, he froze an entire galaxy. That's what I call amazing. The quantifying character formula said in disdain. Freezing an entire galaxy with one move? You must be bluffing. Lu Ming did not believe it at all. How vast and boundless was a river of stars? It was boundless and had no boundaries. Freezing an entire galaxy with one move? How was that possible? How could there be such a powerful existence in the world? Lu Ming did not believe it. He thought the quantifying character formula was bluffing. That's why I said you're ignorant. The quantifying character formula said in disdain. Great! At this moment, the people of the Ice Soul clan cheered loudly. The God King killed tens of thousands of demons with one move. They were relieved. With the God King around, he could stop those demons alone. No matter how many demons there were, they would not be afraid. However, no one noticed that the God King of the Ice Soul clan had a serious expression as he looked into the distance. Outsiders kill. A roar came from the distant sky. This roar caused the entire world to tremble. In the base of the Ice Soul clan, some of the weaker ones spat out mouthfuls of blood even though they were protected by the formation. Their faces turned pale. Everyone saw a figure appear at the end of the world. It was a humanoid creature that looked very similar to a human. However, he was 100 meters tall and his body was covered with a layer of orange scales. He held a huge mace in his hand. Boom, boom, boom. This living being was running through the void at a frightening speed. Every step it took caused the void to tremble. He's a God King. It's a God King. Many people exclaimed. The aura emitted by this living being was too terrifying. It was a divine king. This creature charged directly at the God King of the Ice Soul clan. Kill. The Ice Spirit Race's God King bellowed as he dashed towards his opponent. Boom. The two sides collided. Half the sky was covered in ice. Bam. Bam. Both the creature and the God King of the Ice Soul clan were forced to retreat. This move was evenly matched. How can he be so strong? Many people of the Ice Soul clan were shocked. One should know that the God Kings of the various factions who had entered the ancient God world were the best among the God Kings. They were very powerful and could easily defeat other God Kings of the same level. However, this creature was able to fight against the God King of the Ice Soul clan. Could it be that his level was much higher than the God King of the Ice Soul clan? Kill! Kill! The creature and the God King of the Ice Soul clan shouted at the same time and started fighting again. The two of them fought fiercely in the sky. The void shook as if two stars were colliding. It was difficult to determine the winner. The fiendish demons charged toward the base of the Ice Soul clan. These fiendish demons had different appearances. They were surrounded by demonic chi and a murderous aura. Kill these fiendish demons. Someone roared. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Above the base of the Ice Soul clan, the experts of the Ice Soul clan attacked one after another. The temperature of the area began to drop rapidly. Ice constantly appeared on the ground and in the sky. Many fiendish demons were frozen in an instant. However, there were too many fiendish demons. They kept charging toward the base. Some of the stronger fiendish demons were able to shake off the ice on their bodies. Some of the fiendish demons were killed, but more fiendish demons charged toward the base of the Ice Soul clan. They attacked the array of the Ice Soul clan. Boom, boom. The array began to shake violently. The base of the Ice Soul clan was only built temporarily. The array was also set up temporarily. Its power was limited and it could not withstand the attacks of the countless fiendish demons. The array kept shaking as if it would collapse at any time. Chapter 2834. Kill. Block it. The Ice Soul tribe roared and attacked with all their might. However, they were still outnumbered by the demons and could not block all of them. A demonic ape that was over 1,000 meters tall rushed over from afar and punched the array. Boom! The array shook violently and cracks appeared on its surface. Terrifying. The demonic ape was extremely powerful and had probably reached the peak of the heavenly god realm. In fact, there was more than one peak heavenly god realm demon among the demons. Although there were peak heavenly gods in the Ice Soul tribe, they were not as numerous as the demons. Boom! On the other side, a giant bird that was surrounded by demonic aura and had a wingspan of a few thousand meters opened its mouth and spat out a black lightning bolt that struck the array. The array could no longer withstand the attack and started to crumble and explode. The demonic ape roared and stomped on the ground. It soared into the sky and charged towards the base of the Ice Soul tribe. Boom! In an instant, at least a dozen experts of the Ice Soul tribe were killed by the demonic ape. Finally, the demonic ape crashed heavily on the base, causing the entire base to explode. Debris flew everywhere and dust filled the air. At the same time, the other terrifying demons also attacked. Screams of agony filled the air and blood filled the air. The Ice Soul tribe was completely at a disadvantage. They were no match for the demons. Lu Ming killed a level 9 true god fiendish demon with one strike of his spear. He then dodged the attack of a celestial god fiendish demon. These demons would find their opponents based on their aura. The stronger demons would target the stronger experts and the weaker ones would target the weaker ones. Lu Ming's cultivation was at the 5th level of the True God Realm. Therefore, many True God Realm demons attacked him. However, as Lu Ming killed more and more fiendish demons, the more powerful fiendish demons targeted Lu Ming. Some fiendish demons in the Heavenly God Realm had already charged towards Lu Ming. Lu Ming was under more and more pressure. I can't go on like this. There are too many demons. Lu Ming thought of a countermeasure as he fought. Charge out. Spread out. Charge out. Run for your lives. The Ice Soul Race's God King roared. Given the current situation, this was the only way. Otherwise, all of the Ice Soul clan members would die. Only by splitting up and rushing out could many people have a chance to survive. Now, all they could do was escape. Charge. Charge out. Immediately, all the Ice Soul clan members began to charge in all directions. Some were in groups of 3 to 5, some were in groups of 2 to 3, and some were alone. Chaos. The scene was a complete mess. Lu Ming discovered that there were fiendish demons in all directions. It was a chaotic battle. At this moment he had no idea where Bing Qing and the others were, or if they were still alive. Charge! At this moment, Lu Ming had no time to care about others. He randomly chose a direction and rushed in with all his might. The 9 ice chains danced in the air. Lu Ming unleashed his full strength and executed the Garuda technique. His figure flashed continuously as he charged forward. Fortunately, his cultivation was only at the 5th level of the True God Realm. Those truly terrifying demons did not target him, so he was not under too much pressure. After charging for a while, Lu Ming broke out of the encirclement and rushed forward. However, a large group of demons still targeted him. They roared and chased after Lu Ming. It was the same in other directions. Many Ice Soul clan members also broke out of the encirclement and fled into the vast mountains. Behind them, a large group of demons chased after them. In fact, it was not only the Ice Soul clan's base that was attacked. The bases of other sects, such as the Flaming Tribe, Invincible Kenzo, Wuliang's Sacred Ground, Mystic Academy, Kongshen School, and many others, were also attacked. The bases of these 15 powerful forces were all under attack. In fact, all of the bases were breached. Like the Ice Soul clan, everyone scattered and ran for their lives into the vast mountains. Lu Ming executed the 9 Heavens Kunpeng technique and flew rapidly in the forest. However, there were at least a few dozen demons chasing after Lu Ming. Most of these demons were in the Heavenly God Realm. Some of them were extremely terrifying. Lu Ming did not dare to stop and fight, because if he stopped, he might attract more demons. Fortunately, Lu Ming was fast enough. Those demons could not catch up with him for a while. Lu Ming did not know where he was going. He only vaguely remembered that he was running toward the depths of the ancient God Realm. After running for 3 days, he finally shook off the demons chasing after him. Phew! Lu Ming heaved a sigh of relief. Then he found a place to sit cross-legged and meditate. After a few hours, Lu Ming's essence, qi, and spirit had recovered to their peak. I wonder how Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and Wu Zifeng are doing? Lu Ming was a little worried. However, it was chaos now. He wanted to help but was powerless. He could only rely on his own luck. In the distance, roars could be heard. There were demons whizzing past, chasing after others. Lu Ming retracted his aura and continued forward. Now, the rear was very unsafe. Because there were a large number of demons and terrifying immortal kings who were hundreds of meters tall and covered in orange scales. If he were to encounter those creatures, he would probably be slapped to death. In the next few days, Lu Ming traversed through the wild mountains. From time to time, Lu Ming would be chased by demons. Fortunately, Lu Ming did not encounter demons that were too terrifying. Moreover, with Qiuqiu's help, as long as he did not encounter demons above the 4th level of the heavenly god realm, Lu Ming would not have to worry about protecting himself. Just like that, Lu Ming did not know how long he had run. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, there was a violent boom in front of him, accompanied by the roars of demons. Clearly, someone was fighting with demons. I wonder who it is? Let's go and take a look. Lu Ming retracted his aura and carefully headed towards the battlefield. Lu Ming was afraid that if it was someone he knew, he could still help. If it was an enemy, he would not care. Soon, Lu Ming climbed up a mountain peak that was not too tall. He hid behind the trees and looked ahead. There was an open space in front of him. Some people were fighting. That is, Lu Ming's eyes narrowed slightly. There were demons in the battle. The ones fighting with the demons were from the Flaming Tribe. What surprised Lu Ming the most were the other figures. These figures cooperated with the demons and attacked the Flaming Tribe. These figures were in human form, but they were about a dozen meters tall and covered in scales. They were very similar to the 100-meter-tall immortal king that he saw before. The only difference was that the creatures here were much shorter, and the scales on their bodies were red instead of orange. What race are they? They don't have the aura of demons. They are not demons. Wait, that's the aura of an ancient god. Suddenly, Lu Ming's eyes widened in shock. Chapter 28:35. Lu Ming was shocked. He felt the presence of the ancient gods from the creatures that were more than 10 meters tall and covered in red scales. Lu Ming had the heart of the ancient gods and was very sensitive to the presence of the ancient gods. He could not be wrong. What is going on? Are these creatures also descendants of the ancient gods? Legend has it that the ancient gods have huge bodies. If these creatures are also so huge, they might really be descendants of the ancient gods. Their bloodline is thicker than the descendants of the ancient gods on the ancient god planet. Thoughts flashed through Lu Ming's mind. The battle at the front was very intense. The few tall living beings and the demons completely had the upper hand, forcing the Flaming Tribe members to retreat again and again. Lu Ming naturally did not plan to fight. The Flaming Tribe's divine king wanted to kill him. He was more than happy to see the Flaming Tribe get killed. Lu Ming retreated quietly and left the place. A few hours later, Lu Ming came to a valley. Lu Ming was about to enter the valley to find a place to rest. But suddenly, a few figures flashed in the valley, and several figures appeared. Lu Ming. As soon as these figures saw Lu Ming, they emitted cold, murderous intent. The people of the Mystic Academy are so unlucky. Lu Ming frowned and turned to leave. Trying to leave? You killed the Dark Battle Saint and you still want to leave? The experts of the Mystic Academy roared and charged at Lu Ming. These few people were very fast. They were closing in on Lu Ming quickly. Such powerful cultivation. Lu Ming's face changed. These few people were all experts in the celestial god realm. 2 of them were at least at the 4th level celestial god realm. Lu Ming was no match for them. Lu Ming used the 9 heavens Kunpeng art and formed a giant Kunpeng outside his body. It flapped its wings and moved forward quickly. However, The experts of the Mystic Academy were also very fast. Even if Lu Ming used the Nine Heavens Kunpeng art, he was still slower than them. The distance between the two sides was closing. An elder in a black robe shouted and slashed at Lu Ming. The blade radiance slashed a few thousand miles towards Lu Ming. Lu Ming's face changed. The 9 layers of crimson golden armor appeared. At the same time, he used the divine dragon Dharma body art and a 9-clawed dragon pounced on the elder. Bam! The divine dragon avatar bore the brunt of the attack and was directly split into 2 by the saber gleam. The saber gleam did not stop and continued to slash toward Lu Ming. Bam! Bam! The 9 ice chains shattered and the blade radiance landed on Lu Ming's body. At the critical moment, Qiuqiu wriggled and turned into a set of armor that covered Lu Ming's body. It formed a double layer of protection with the 9 layers of crimson golden armor. Even so, Lu Ming was still sent flying by the blade radiance, crashing into several ancient trees. Lu Ming spurted out a mouthful of blood. However, he did not dare to stay any longer. His figure swayed and he flew forward again. The elder's strength was beyond his imagination. He was at least a level 5 heavenly god, which was much stronger than him. Even Qiuqiu would have killed him if it wasn't for Qiuqiu's protection. Kid, you actually have a metallic life form to protect you. But how many slashes can a metallic life form withstand? The black-robed elder snorted and turned into a streak of blade radiance, chasing after Lu Ming. There was another person whose speed was on par with the black-robed elder. He was obviously an expert of the same level. Lu Ming was in danger. However, at this moment, a few roars were heard. Ferocious qi filled the air. A few gigantic fiendish demons swooped down from the sky and stared at Lu Ming and the rest with their sharp eyes. The aura of the people from the Mystic Academy was too strong. A few powerful fiendish demons targeted the experts from the Mystic Academy and pounced on them, ignoring Lu Ming. The heavens are on my side. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He sped up and rushed forward, only to hear the angry roars of the people from the Mystic Academy behind him. The people from the Mystic Academy were frustrated. They were about to catch Lu Ming when a few fiendish demons blocked their way. They could only watch as Lu Ming left. Lu Ming did not stop. He flew forward, carefully avoiding some fiendish demons. He flew for more than 100,000 miles. Boom! Suddenly, a gust of wind blew. A gigantic figure descended from the sky and landed in front of Lu Ming. It stomped on the ground, creating a huge crater. It was a gigantic creature that was more than 30 meters tall. Its body was covered in red scales and its muscles were like dragons. It looked very powerful. Lu Ming's pupils contracted. He quickly retreated and was on full alert. However, the creature did not attack Lu Ming. Instead, it looked at Lu Ming curiously and said in a deep voice, "Little guy, which tribe are you from? You're only a level 5 true god, but you're running around. Do you know that there are outsiders who have come to destroy our environment? It's very dangerous now." The gigantic creature spoke. Its language was exactly the same as Lu Ming and the rest. Ah! Lu Ming was stunned. He was a little confused. What did this creature mean? From its tone, it seemed to treat Lu Ming as one of its own tribe. Could it be because of the ancient god's heart? Lu Ming's heart moved. He had condensed the ancient god's heart and his body emitted a strong ancient god aura. This creature also emitted a strong ancient god aura. It was possible that it treated him as one of its own tribe. However, the difference in size between them was too big. However, something happened that made Lu Ming stare at it. The gigantic creature's body shrunk rapidly. The scales on its body also disappeared quickly. Soon, an ordinary-looking middle-aged man of about 2 meters tall appeared in front of Lu Ming. He looked no different from an ordinary human. Could this be his real body? Did he use some kind of secret technique just now to have such a huge body? Lu Ming couldn't help but guess. "Little guy, why are you in a daze? I'm asking you a question," the middle-aged man asked. "I'm not from any tribe," Lu Ming replied. He had no idea about the situation here, so he could only make things up. "You're not from any tribe?" Are you the descendant of the ascetic cultivators? The middle-aged man widened his eyes and asked in surprise. Yes, I'm the descendant of the ascetic cultivators. Lu Ming nodded hurriedly. At the same time, he stared at the other party cautiously. If the situation went wrong, he would run away immediately. You're really the descendant of the ascetic cultivators. I've only heard of the ascetic cultivators before, but I've never seen one. No wonder you dare to run around alone. However, things are different now. Now that outsiders have arrived, this area will become very dangerous. I think you'd better follow me for the time being. You can look after me, the middle-aged man said with a smile. His eyes were very gentle. It seemed that he really treated Lu Ming as one of his own tribe. Chapter 28:36. Alright. Thank you, Senior. Lu Ming pondered for a while and nodded in agreement. It would be more beneficial for him to follow the middle-aged man. Lu Ming was surrounded by enemies. The Mystic Academy, Invincible Kenzo, Flaming Tribe, etc. He also had to avoid the demons. At least he would not have to worry about the demons if he followed the middle-aged man. Even if he encountered the Mystic Academy and Invincible Kenzo, he would have helpers. I'm Gu Hongshan. What's your name? The middle-aged man asked. I'm Lu Ming. Lu Ming replied. Lu, there's such a surname in our tribe? But you ascetic cultivators are a bunch of perverts. It's normal for you to use a different surname. Gu Hongshan mumbled but did not think too much about it. Lu Ming was relieved. Senior, what's the situation with the outsiders? What's the situation now? Lu Ming pretended to ask as he wanted to know more about the situation. The outsiders are from beyond the heavens. As soon as they came in, they destroyed our living environment and plundered all the treasures here. They even killed many of our people. So this time, all the tribes have joined forces and mobilized a large number of experts and Divine King experts to join forces with the demonic clan to attack the outsiders. However, there are many experts among the outsiders. Although we killed a group of them, most of them ran away and are now hunting with our tribe in the barbaric mountain range. Gu Hongshan explained. Lu Ming nodded. He could roughly understand. The other party had considered them to be invaders. That was why they had attacked them. This was normal. When they encountered an invasion, they naturally had to fight back. The descendants of the ancient gods have been living in this world since ancient times. We have never fought with anyone. I didn't expect the outsiders to come this time. It might be a disaster for our tribe. Gu Hongshan sighed. The descendants of the ancient gods. They are indeed the descendants of the ancient gods. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. These people were indeed the descendants of the ancient gods. He wondered how they were related to the descendants of the ancient gods in the ancient gods mountain. Lu Ming, let's go. Our tribe is besieging a few outsiders not far away. I'm going to help. Come with me. Gu Hongshan said. But Lu Ming nodded and then rushed in a direction with Gu Hongshan. Gu Hongshan's cultivation was very high. He was afraid that Lu Ming could not keep up with him, but when he looked back, he saw Lu Ming was behind him. He sped up and Lu Ming could keep up with him. As expected of the descendants of the ascetic cultivators. Gu Hongshan said with a smile. He was very straightforward. Lu Ming smiled faintly and did not say much. In front of him, the sound of swords humming continuously reverberated as streaks of sword-light soared into the sky. It was the people of the Invincible Kenzo. At this moment, a few Invincible Kenzo elites were fighting with a few burly descendants of the ancient gods. The descendants of the ancient gods were all burly. They were about 10 to 20 meters tall and their bodies were covered with red scales. They were very strong and had great combat strength. The Invincible Kenzo elites were forced to retreat. Lu Ming, stay here and watch. I'll go and kill those outsiders. Gu Hongshan said to Lu Ming. Senior, be careful. Lu Ming reminded him. Don't worry. I don't care about those outsiders. Gu Hongshan smiled and took a step forward. His body rushed out. As he charged out, his body began to grow rapidly. In just a blink of an eye, he had transformed into a giant that was more than 30 meters tall and covered in red scales. Oh no! The faces of the invincible Kenzo elites changed when they saw Gu Hongshan. Die, outsider! Gu Hongshan rushed over and threw out a punch. Boom! The void shook violently as if it was about to explode. Gu Hongshan's punch shattered the sword light of one of the invincible Kenzo elites and landed on his body. The invincible Kenzo elite screamed as his body flew out and exploded in the air. Blood and flesh splattered everywhere. So powerful! That invincible Kenzo elite was at least a level 5 heavenly god. However, he was killed by Gu Hongshan with a single punch. Boom! Boom! Gu Hongshan was very brave. He continued to throw out punches. The remaining invincible Kenzo elites were all killed by Gu Hongshan. Ha! Gu Hongshan, you came just in time. However, even if you didn't come, we could also take care of these outsiders. The other giants laughed. Then, their bodies quickly changed to the size of a normal person. The 2 burly men and 2 burly elders were no different from normal people, except for the strong ancient god aura on them. Gu Hongshan also turned into the size of a normal person. I met a young man on the way. Otherwise, I would have come earlier. Come, let me introduce you to someone. He is the descendant of the ascetic cultivators. Gu Hongshan said. What? The descendant of the ascetic cultivators? I have never seen the ascetic cultivators. Where are they? The others looked around and then looked in the direction of Lu Ming. They could sense Lu Ming's aura. Lu Ming stepped forward. What a strong ancient god aura. The few descendants of the ancient gods sized up Lu Ming and there was a look of surprise in their eyes. Come, let me introduce you. This is Lu Ming. Lu Ming, this is Gu Yuan. Gu Hongshan introduced the place to them and Lu Ming greeted them politely. Lu Ming, I can sense the strong ancient god aura on you. Have you formed the heart of the ancient god? One of the elders sized up Lu Ming and said in shock. What? The heart of the ancient god? Gu Hongshan and the group jumped in fright. They looked at Lu Ming with a shocked expression. Yes, I have formed the heart of the ancient god. Lu Ming nodded. Immediately, he manipulated the heart of the ancient god, causing it to beat faster. Crimson rays of light were emitted from his chest. It was as if a heart had emerged. A rich ancient god aura permeated the air. The heart of the ancient god. It is really the heart of the ancient god. Genius, genius. What a rare genius. Gu Hongshan and the others mumbled to themselves. Brother Gu Hongshan, is the heart of the ancient god rare? Lu Ming asked in surprise. Of course, you are an ascetic cultivator, so you might not know much about it. In our tribe, the strength of the ancient god bloodline determines the talent. The stronger the bloodline, the stronger the talent. Only when the bloodline of the ancient god is extremely strong will the heart of the ancient god be formed. Let me put it this way. Those who can form the heart of the ancient god are extremely rare in our tribe. Each of them is a rare genius. Their future is limitless. Gu Hongshan explained. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Immortal Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.